How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the HR Office live here on twitch.tv/ well, right now it's Greg Snazzy Gamer Twitch, but I'm actually thinking of changing it since we do a lot of artist reset stuff. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you guys so much. We got a lot of topics. We're going to speed through all of these, so we're not here for 7 fucking hours. So we're not here for the entire length of Endgame, which we are going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about Endgame. We're going to be talking about a bunch of other things, revisiting a conversation that we briefly had about the Avengers Zone and Critical Role, because I'm caught up on Critical Role and I'm listening to the Avengers Zone now. Got playoff hockey stuff. Borderlands is in a heap of shit right now. My update on Final Fantasy XIV. Pornhub buying Tumblr. And at the end, a spoiler-filled discussion about Avengers Endgame, but you'll have plenty of warning for that. But, as always, I'm your host, Greg, joined here by May. Say hello.
Hello.
And we're joined here by Mira. Say hello.
Bum.
We're going to be starting and ending this podcast on the same note. This is the spoiler-free version of our discussion, and we'll talk spoilers at the end to give people a chance to hear the rest of the podcast and jump if, for some reason, they have not seen Avengers Endgame yet. But, let's talk about Avengers Endgame in a non-spoiler fashion right now. Mira, I'm starting with you. Thoughts on Avengers Endgame? Those are not... For those of you who are listening to the podcast, she did the okay thing right now. There are audio listeners, and there was something that happened last podcast. There was something that happened last podcast that I forgot what it was, but someone had done something like visually, and I'm like, for all the audio listeners.
Give me your phone while you're talking.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that
She's gonna fix your shit.
Yeah.
No, in word form, what did you think
She's
of
done
Avengers?
with your bullshit.
In word form, what did you think of Avengers Endgame?
It was good.
It was good. It was very good. Was it satisfying? It was a satisfying conclusion to the Infinity Saga that they have been painting.
Yeah.
In a non-spoiler fashion, what are 3 words you would use to describe it? I'm really saying this because May is sitting there on my phone trying to fix this thing.
Captain America's ass. Best part is it's not a spoiler because the ass has always been there.
Chris Evans' ass has always been there.
Where's your settings?
Settings?
I cannot navigate your phone.
The gearbox thing up there?
No, you could push. Yeah, you can push
Thank
that.
you.
There you go.
Well, remember, I have a different phone than you.
Yes.
It's the same for my phone.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TechCast, where May tries to fix my phone and keep the brightness on as long as the phone is turned on. Tune in next week where we get to troubleshoot a router. Captain America's ass, that's the way you would define it. That's fantastic. While May is doing this thing, unless you've already done it, you know what? Oh, there we go.
It will not disappear until you take it
there
off.
we go. I greatly thank you for that, my
I
dear.
have to press it, so
I've been lazy, that's why. May, spoiler-free fashion, what were your thoughts on Endgame?
It was a good way to end the 22 movies.
Yeah?
It was a good way to wrap up all the loose ends that they had for Infinity War.
It surprised me because Infinity War surprised me because my big question was, how can you fit like 30 plus characters into a movie and have it not feel rushed? And they proved me wrong, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I was with Endgame, not that I wasn't excited, but there was still the question, how are they going to be able to have a satisfying end to all of this? Yeah. And they did. They absolutely did. It was incredible. It was great. I loved every single moment of it. Actually, I am doing this right now because it's a little behind the scenes. I forgot to remove the chat box right now because I don't want assholes coming in and spoiling it for people trying to listen and watch the podcast, you know, as we do it before we get to the spoiler-filled section at the end of the podcast. But yeah, it was fantastic. It was incredible.
They didn't half-ass it.
They didn't half-ass it.
Get it?
What?
Half, because half. After Infinity War, there were half.
And then ass.
Okay, anyway, I
that
still
was
don't
a
get
failed joke.
I don't get it.
He
But
got it.
Anyway, let's
because at the end of Infinity War, the snap took half of the population.
Oh,
so
I
they
thought
didn't
she was
half-ass
referencing
it.
because
Captain America's ass.
Because anyway,
No, what did you think she was referencing?
Because it's 2 movies. The first one's the first half. That's what I thought. And then
there's a lot of this joke was a critical failure on.
You got it. Shut up.
Yeah, did I say it was funny?
You cringed at it. Which is the reaction I waited for.
Is that your goal in life? Did Greg cringe at my joke? Okay, good.
When you cringe or say "shut the fuck up," I've done good.
Can you believe the relationship I'm in? You're like, yeah, I can believe it.
You're the one that said yes.
I am the one that said yes. That was my first mistake. Anyway, I'm kidding.
Right.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, now we're here with DuoCast. Hi, May. How are you doing?
Good.
No. Alrighty. Anyway, where the fuck were we? You derailed me so
You were
bad.
giving your review.
Oh, yeah. Avengers Endgame was great. No, I was surprised at how they were able to wrap up, like you said, 22 movies worth of content with a nice little satisfying bow.
Yeah.
And I get it. There are some weird parts to the story of Endgame, but I feel like they handled those things really well. I'm not even going to say the certain aspects I'm talking about because it wasn't even in the promotional stuff, although there were a lot of theories about where they were going with it. I feel like that part of the movie was explained in a way where if you don't... In fact, they made the joke in that of, if you think about it too much, this makes no sense. And there was a lot of funny discussion about that, which I thought was fantastic. But yeah, it was really great, really awesome, and it was a nice little bow, and I'm excited to see Spider-Man Far From Home, to see what seeds they're planning for Phase 4. And now that Marvel now owns all of Marvel again, I would like to see some X-Men and future stuff. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Either that, or I think that the end of the MCU should just be Deadpool kills the MCU, and it's just Ryan Reynolds killing every single Avenger, and it's incredible. Because that actually was a strand of comics called, was it Deadpool Kills the Avengers or something like that? Someone in the comments will tell me the actual name of it, but it was a Deadpool run that someone in college showed me where he went and found ways to kill every single... I think it was Deadpool Kills the X-Men, actually.
Probably.
If I remember correctly. And now that I'm saying that, I think it was Deadpool Kills the X-Men.
Although Disney now owns Deadpool.
They own everything. And in fact, it's funny you mentioned that the people at Disney were saying Deadpool and those R-rated properties are going to stay true to their source material, to which I'm like, fuck yes. Thank God, right? Because
no family-friendly Deadpool.
No family-friendly Deadpool, so... Although, I'd be really angry if that was the case. But, yeah, it was really good. Really great. There's no good way to transition from Endgame to this next one. We did have, speaking in the movie front, we did have some sad news. And then we have some really funny, depressing news that we'll get into later. But the actual sad news is Friday, if I remember correctly, it was announced that Peter Mayhew, who's Chewbacca, died. And that was really sad. May, you had texted me. I don't know why I did that. That was weird.
You're just like, May, contain yourself.
I'm just like, May, I'm sad. Hold me, basically. It's like, hold my hand, hold me. No, it was really sad. It's like, what I was going to say is like, you had texted me, you're like, he died, I am sad. Did we ever find out a cause of death?
I don't know.
All I know is that he had died. Which is sad, because that's now the third, like, OG Star Wars actor who's died, because he had, I forget his name, but the guy that was inside R2 who died a while ago. We had Carrie Fisher a couple years ago, and then now Peter Mayhew, which is going to make seeing Episode 9 really sad. So,
I mean, it was already sad without Han.
Yeah, that's true. And then it's already going to be sad because this was supposed to be Leia's movie. So I'm actually really interested to see how they pull her stuff in for like with the, because if I've heard correctly, they basically are they're using footage, like unused footage from prior movies for her stuff in the new movie, and I'm like, that's going to be an interesting way to do it. So they probably had to really work some stuff around, but it was it was really sad. I would say condolences to the family. I know Star Wars fan. It was right before May 4th as well, and it was like, oh, that sucks. And
So the way he died, he had a heart attack.
Oh, he had a heart attack.
Also, fun fact, Force Awakens was his final time as Chewie.
Really?
He retired.
He retired from being Chewie.
So someone else
is doing Chewie in 8 and 9. It still doesn't mean it's not going to be sad.
He's the original Chewbacca.
He was Chewbacca for the longest time. But yeah, that's really sad. What was
Fan
the
Expo
Dallas. Fan Expo Dallas was where he was supposed to, because he was supposed to be a guest, and they just had an empty booth for Peter Mayhew.
Yeah.
And,
With a bunch of like flowers and like kind of a tribute.
basically
area
a
for-
tribute. I think people were leaving gifts and stuff like that, and I was like, that's
They basically turned his table into a tribute.
yeah. And I was like, that's actually really nice. That's nice that they kept his booth space and allowed fans to.
It just made it sad when the photo went out because R2D2 was standing in front of the booth.
Yeah.
I was like, aww.
Yeah. It sucks, man. It's really sad. It really is. Like I said, condolences. It sucks. Star Wars is the reason why I fell in love with sci-fi as a wee little lad. The wee little lad. Well, that's why Carrie Fisher's death hurt a lot too. Was because
She died on my grandma's birthday, which made it even worse.
God, that just I think of people dying on birthdays because
Chester died
Chester
on
Bennington died on your birthday.
We were going out to celebrate my grandma's birthday for like at the Chinese restaurant in town, I think, and then the news broke out that morning as we were getting ready to leave.
I remember seeing that news and I just stopped. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You know, it's like that
sucks.
That sucked. Yeah, I would say because she was such a badass, and from what I've been reading with the cast and people talking about Peter Mayhew, he's just a fucking incredibly big heart. Is all I kept saying. So he was just the nicest fucking dude, and I was like, that sucks. It sucks. Like I said, it's hard to kind of transition in and out of these topics, but like I said, our condolences.
Speaking of things that suck.
But speaking of things that suck. So now we're getting into the funny rip saga. Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the goddamn motherfucking hedgehog. So we had another death earlier this week. To me, Sonic has always been dead to me because I fucking hate Sonic the Hedgehog.
Full disclosure, no one involved in Sonic is dead.
No one
If
involved with
that's where we're
Sonic is
going.
actually dead except for the
That's not
actual
where we're
character
going.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's not where we're going with that.
I say Jim Carrey's thriving and yeah,
It's like that post I saw. They were saying like Jim Carrey has a bad back from carrying all the weight of the
the Sonic movie, yeah. That was the same thing. We'll get into the NHL playoffs later, but when St. Louis was in the first series, it's like their goalie Binnington, he's out on injury with a back injury from having to carry the whole fucking team these last few games. I was like, oh, that's incredible. Well, yeah, so Sonic the Hedgehog. To give the context, you like Sonic the Hedgehog. You like Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm the only one here that has always fucking hated Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't like the Genesis games. I think the Dreamcast/GameCube games are some of the funniest pieces of garbage that I've ever seen, and I'm like, the comment section is about to blow the fuck up.
I was gonna say, and just like that, 100 subscribers.
Just like that, we went from 340 to 240. I legitimately feel Sonic 06 and Sonic Boom are the best the franchise has ever been because at least it makes me laugh. And let's be real, I am very biased against Sonic the Hedgehog. I was crying tears of joy when I saw what they did with that movie, and I didn't even watch the trailer. I've just seen the clips of the trailer, and I went, "Oh my god, this is a beautiful disaster. This is incredible." First of all, did you even watch the trailer?
Nope.
You've only seen the images.
Yep. I actually have no interest in watching this movie.
I don't. Does anyone have any like?
I mean, I wasn't gonna see it anyway.
Even Sonic, I was reading, like, even Sonic fans, when they were announcing there was going to be Sonic the Hedgehog live-action movie, Sonic fans were even yelling, "We don't want this."
We never asked for it.
Yeah, it's like, we don't want this. It's like...
We've seen what video game adaptations look like.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Yeah, it's not like...
We didn't ask for it. That's it.
It's like, when they announced that they were going to do it, it was a lot of, like, the same thing when they announced that they were going to do Detective Pikachu. But what the trailer for Detective Pikachu did was, hey, look, we got a cool story we're going to tell in the world of Pokemon, and it looks awesome. And the reviews for Detective Pikachu are like, because people have been able to start seeing the movie early and stuff like that. I think it's already out in Japan, or it's coming out. Yeah, it's already out in Japan. Well, people are saying that, yeah, Detective Pikachu is like the way to do video game adaptations, and apparently it's really good. That trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog just confirmed for everyone, it's like, we don't fucking need this. What do you think of the realistic Sonic, though?
It doesn't.
Yeah, Mira. What are your unfiltered thoughts about what you've seen? Did you even see the trailer?
No.
Okay. I was about to say, I don't think any of us wanted to watch the trailer, but I've seen clips of it.
I saw the images, and that was all I needed.
I saw the image of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I love the memes going around. What was the one meme you shared where they colored the Grinch like Sonic, and it's like, I like it better like this. No, put on your glasses and face reality.
Yeah.
And then there's people that are doing they have the image of Sonic, and then the image of Tails is that really weird derpy looking fox that's sitting down. Mm-hmm. And then they have the outline of Ugandan Knuckles for Knuckles. And I'm like, oh my god, this is incredible. And then the only other thing that I know is apparently Tumblr's going crazy with Dr. Robotnik, and I'm just like, oh no, that's what I call fucking yikes. So, did I hear you correctly that they're
Probably.
Tumblr's back at it again on their bullshit?
Probably.
Yeah. It's
And in a move that stunned no one at all.
Yeah, it's just man, and you know it's crazy because while Sonic the Hedgehog, while Hollywood is ruining the memories of young gamers all around with the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, they're also ruining fans of OG anime because there was a joke going around about the Cowboy Bebop live action. There was a joke article going around that they didn't cast a corgi for Ein.
Which at the time wasn't true because
wasn't
nothing
true
had been
at
announced.
the time. But now that we finally found out. And they, in fact, did not cast a corgi as Ein. And I have officially said, fuck you, Netflix. I am not going to watch this garbage. Go fuck yourself. Mira, hot takes, thoughts.
I'm still going to watch it just to see what they did. Because just because Ein is wrong doesn't mean that the entire cast could be wrong.
If they can't...
Also, the picture of the doggo, even if it's not a corgi, that's a pretty doggo.
It sucks
still
because
love it.
I've seen the image of the dog, and it's a cute dog, and the dog did nothing wrong. The dog is a good boy / girl. Thank God. The dog is a good dog. That dog deserves so much better.
Also, the cast still looks good.
I can't get myself to get excited. We talked about this personally a lot, that I just... Because of Netflix's track record, especially with adapting anime properties, I mean, just look at how god-awful Death Note was. And I think people think that that's a superior way to watch Death Note, and I'm just like, you are delusional. No, okay, I can't see that. If you liked the Death Note movie, I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but just, I
will say, if you like the Full Metal Alchemist live action, I'm gonna have to arch my eyebrow.
You're gonna have some words, yeah.
It looked good, but they crammed way too
visually
many
it
important
looks
things.
good. It was a fucking mess in the writing.
They crammed too many
department,
important arcs together that didn't connect with each other and made no sense, and they like butchered the Shao Tucker.
That's the part that angered me the most, was butchering Shao Tucker. But the thing is that seeing their track record with this shit, when they were announcing the cast, I was just like, I can't get it. Like, I should be getting excited seeing the names attached to this, but I can't get excited for this. And I saw that decision about the dog, and I'm just like,
At least
no.
it's not the Evangelion bullshit.
Netflix just doesn't care about the anime community. I'm gonna straight up give that hot take right now. I just don't think they give a fuck. You know? And like people like the former head of Funimation even said, yeah, Netflix doesn't really care. They just dump their shit out and that's it.
I think they care about their original anime stuff. Maybe not the
Yeah.
OG stuff.
Which is sad.
Which, I mean, like, they do have really good originals, though.
I mean, wasn't Devilman an original?
Through Netflix, yeah. Castlevania was
Castlevania is an original. Agretzko was an original. I mean, the thing... Yeah,
They've got good ones.
They have good actual anime that they've licensed, but like just looking at their track record of like the adaptations and shit. And I'm also seeing what they're doing to what the fuck they're doing to Witcher, and I'm getting angrier and angrier.
Is Witcher still even a thing that's been confirmed?
Yeah,
like,
they're filming.
I heard
they're
nothing
filming.
after the whole.
They're filming it.
I heard nothing after the whole like Henry Cavill got cast as Geralt. After that, I didn't hear shit.
Yeah, it's one of those things where yeah, they've had the photo of Henry Cavill as Geralt, and it does not look good. And I get it. There are people saying this is from the books, this isn't from the games, but I'm like, yeah, but still like whatever. It just does not look good. He doesn't look the part of Geralt, is what I'm saying.
I've also seen how he played Superman. I don't see how he
I
could be
hated...
Geralt, just from what little I've played of Witcher.
I hated Man of Steel. I hated Batman v Superman.
We all
I didn't even watch Justice League. I didn't fucking care. The only good thing that I've seen from DC in recent years was Aquaman. And I also want to give the caveat that we have not seen Wonder Woman yet. Which I heard was really good.
Isn't Shazam also DC?
Shazam's also DC, and I actually heard support, which
either.
a lot of people are saying Shazam was actually really good. And I'm like, okay, all right. I mean, I wasn't really interested in Shazam, but I'm glad to know that it's at least it's something that I'll watch when it comes out on digital. I'll rent it on Amazon or watch it on the Fire Stick, have a good old time. So since I've been talking to you a little bit, May, tying to the whole Cowboy Bebop thing and the Witcher thing and just all the Netflix shenanigans. We'll start with the Cowboy Bebop thing. Like, what have you been thinking about all of this?
It's the same thing. Was never planning to watch it. I'm never gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I don't normally have interest in live action shows. I really don't, because it just, to me, if I wanted to watch it, I would just watch the anime.
That's a valid point.
So I just never had an interest in it in the first place. Same with The Witcher. I just never had an interest in watching it ever.
The Witcher one disappoints me because if there's a series of games or even books that deserves like a Game of Thrones-esque treatment, it's Witcher. Mm-hmm. Like that. Like, I almost wish HBO grabbed that. It would have been like, hey, when Game of Thrones is over, hey, we got The Witcher. Mm-hmm. So
or even like AMC probably could have given
it a try.
Walking Dead's going to be ending soon. What are they going to do?
Wow, they're actually ending it?
They're actually going to be eventually
It's going to have to because Rick's not there anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I don't even know what the fuck's going on with Walking Dead.
The daughter is leading everybody now.
Yeah, because there's like a massive time jump or some shit.
Yeah,
I was like,
what?
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, it's going to have to end soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
maybe like 1 or 2 more seasons, but I don't see it going on.
Yeah,
past that.
It's one of those things where it just it makes
too many people have died. Rick left. Mm-hmm. What else are you gonna do with it?
Yeah, well, I guess. Well, the thing is,
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus is hanging out with the fetus, because we got Death Stranding that he's doing. He's probably paving the way.
That's the second one where Kojima's been involved that has a fetus because Silent Hills.
Yeah, Kojima has a thing for fetuses. Hot take.
I think Guillermo might have.
Guillermo del Toro.
I think he might
Totoro-san.
too.
Yeah, Totoro-san is what some people call him. I just love the fact that Guillermo del Toro and Hideo Kojima are able to make something together because those crazy geniuses are just. Goddamn, Hideo Kojima, man. Yeah, it's just. I'm with you
Rip
on
Silent Hills.
Rip Silent Hills. Fuck you, Konami. But no, it's like if there was a series that deserved a really good like TV series, it was Witcher, because the books have a lot of stuff, a lot of rich stuff that they could do with it. The games, which are based on the books, are incredible. I may or may not have bought a 2-pound bag of Chex Mix and 2-pound thing of Pub Mix. Oh man,
Pub Mix?
Oh dude,
what is Pub Mix?
Like snack food?
Because pubs, they have snacks.
Yeah, like beer, like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, so mixed from pubs.
Yeah, so it's like little.
Oh, okay.
The thing that makes you fat when you drink beer.
I didn't know if that was like another name for something. Like
no.
How it's like the shredded wheat with the powder. How my mom would call them like Muddy Buddies.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know if that was like another name for something, or if it was like an actual bag of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's just I'm with you guys. It's the Cowboy Bebop. Like, I don't know. I'm just sitting there like I don't know.
I watched part of Death Note at work.
Oh really?
It wasn't good.
No,
the live action.
I wasn't planning to watch it ever.
Light Turner. Oh boy.
The only good thing is William Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe, yeah.
Otherwise. Light.
Anime was a mistake.
I didn't like Light in there. I didn't like Elle in there.
Elle was the worst in that movie.
Made me so angry.
I didn't like Watari. I didn't like anybody in there. I was like, nope. The only thing I liked was William Dafoe's Ryuk. That's it.
Yeah.
See, like, my whole thing with Elle was I didn't care so much that they changed the race of the character, because, I mean, if you can act well, it doesn't matter what race you are. Your acting is what matters. But they dumbed Elle down.
The thing is,
which made me angry.
I almost feel like
he's supposed to be on par with Light. He's not supposed to be a little dumber.
Not supposed to be stupid.
Well, Light was pretty dumb in the live action.
I mean, did you see his freak out scene? Yeah, the little freak out scene was like, and he falls over and shit. It's so bad.
But the thing is, they matched wits with each other.
Yeah.
Even if Light was on the dumber end of the spectrum, L still matched him.
After like.
But in the live action, they made it look like L was like this dumb little kid that relied on
that's what I meant. Not in the anime. I'm talking about in the live action. Like, Light was pretty dumb. I was like, after 10 minutes, I couldn't watch it anymore. I'm like,
I love
and apparently Light and his dad lived near a train track, and so whenever the train would go by, the house would rattle. And I'm like,
oh my god, that's so stupid. Yeah.
I mean, I used to live near train tracks. I can attest to it, but that's not an important part.
Yeah.
It was just I didn't you know my thoughts.
Grammy and Papa live next to train tracks, and we don't get that hardcore rattle like that.
Well, they also live in a house. I was basically in an apartment building.
Well, that's where Light and his dad lived, was in a house. I don't know. Regardless,
it's bad. It's bad. Basically,
I don't like it.
No, because I haven't actually watched the show. I've seen like clips of the characters. Is their house like on the ground level?
I don't know. It didn't show it. It just showed their house. I just sum it up. It's not good. It's bad. Don't watch it.
Yeah, that's Netflix's track record. Mm-hmm. Also, Robot has Wiener Schnitzel, so there you go.
Still haven't had Wiener Schnitzel.
We'll have to take you to Wiener Schnitzel. Oh yeah, we'll have to do Wiener Schnitzel run.
Yeah, we haven't done it.
Damn, get you a Frosty Freeze, Tasty Freeze, however you want to say it.
Whatever it is.
I'm sorry to say, Miranda, they don't have chicken at Wiener Schnitzel.
That's fine.
They got dogs though, not actual dogs, but hot dogs.
I mean, I'm not gonna eat the actual dogs. What the hell?
No, can you imagine a hot dog place where you eat a hot dog and you get to pet a dog?
It's called a dog cafe.
It's called a dog cafe. Anyway, I'm going to revisit an old conversation because you just fucked up my transition. No, so... because Wiener Schnitzel...
It's an orange creamsicle shake.
Ew.
Ooh. I like creamsicles. I like orange creamsicles.
I don't.
I'm not really a fan of orange creamsicles.
They're nasty.
You guys...
I don't like the taste of it.
Let me be a fat fuck for just one moment and enjoy myself an orange creamsicle.
I mean, you can. We're just not fans of it.
I'll just eat all your guys's and just be like, nom 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 nom. Creamsicles in general are just incredible. Okay. Are we about to throw down on this right now? Okay. Why do you not like creamsicles?
I don't like the taste of the cream. It just.
Greg, leave these here.
I just don't like There's orange. Just something in the taste of the creamsicle. I've tried orange. I've tried cherry. I've tried many of.
Have you done the chocolate creamsicle?
I don't think so. But
wait, what? That exists?
Yeah, there's like chocolate with the cream in the middle. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I just don't like the taste of the cream part. That's why I don't like it.
May hates cream, confirmed. She doesn't like the cream that's inside the long shaft.
This is why her husbandos are 2D.
Or you're admiring Chris Evans' ass in Endgame. Which, let's be real, even Chris Evans was admiring Chris Evans' ass in Endgame. But, yeah. But, yeah, it was, yeah, creamsicles. Yeah, creamsicles are great. Creamsicles are fucking incredible. I'll just eat all your guys. I'll eat them all in front of you and just be like...
That's fine. If they're orange flavor, I'll give it to you.
Speaking of things that don't suck, let's talk... I'm going to talk Adventure Zone, and I'm going to talk Critical Role, because I'm all caught up on Critical Role, except for the episode that aired this last Thursday, which I will be listening to.
Is Caleb okay?
Caleb is fine.
Okay, that's the most
Caleb is just fine. You need not worry, my child.
That's the question I'm going to ask every week.
Yep, every week it's Caleb.
Mentally or physically?
Oh, mentally he's
fucked.
Always fucked, but that's all of us, basically. But
that's the most important question I just need to know.
Is Caleb okay? Yes. And recently Caduceus was hitting on plants, and it was pretty funny. And with the best Joey, how you doing? It's pretty great. It's pretty great. But yeah, so I caught up on Critical Role.
Speaking of hitting on plants.
Speaking of hitting on plants, yeah. So yeah, because I just finished up. I'm all caught up on Critical Role, and we talked about it a few weeks ago that you were diving headfirst into the Adventure Zone. Now that I'm all caught up on Critical Role, I am also listening to the Adventure Zone. I am on episode 13, which is well into the Murder on the Rockport Limited.
I'm in the 30s, I believe.
You're in the 30s, yeah. The Murder on the Rockport Limited. So
I want to say 33. I will.
It's which arc are you on right now?
I'm in the Crystal Kingdom.
Crystal Kingdom. Okay.
Yep, 33. That's where I'm at.
So I'm going to revisit a conversation that we had that was my interpretations of the Adventure Zone. And basically my confirmation. And we actually, on the podcast that we talked about this, we actually had an interesting an interesting commenter that actually kind of did a really good comparison about the Adventure Zone compared to Critical Role.
I don't remember what it was, though.
I'm massively paraphrasing it, but the commenter had said, the Adventure Zone is crazy funny, but fucks you up with like the emotional shit when it does happen. And Critical Role, while serious, has made me die of laughter at some point in every episode. So it's like, you know, obviously someone who's a fan of both Critical Role and the Adventure Zone kind of really summarize it well. And I haven't gotten to the super emotional parts yet. But I
feel like I'm getting close to maybe one or two of them.
Really? Okay.
Just the way they're setting shit up.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Well, I'm going to say that where I'm at now, I sympathize with Jenkins so much just because that Jenkins interaction where the party was interacting with Jenkins on the train literally was just Griffin dealing with his family. And I'm like, oh my god. You have to burn a spell slot for that? It's okay. I don't want you to expend yourself. It's like, Taco, you fucking idiot. And then Taco's fake name was Justin.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I was like, which is
the
player's actual name.
And what is your name? Justin.
Justin. It's like,
God damn it.
Okay. Oh, and then when he tries, who's the name of the cleric? Is that Merle? Because that's right, because he named
Merle
it after
High Church.
Merle High Church, like Merle Haggard. That's right. But no, I just love how fucking insane the Adventure Zone is. I had multiple times when I was working this last week when
wait till you get to Pedals to the Metal.
Something happened, like some things have happened, and I'm just like this at my desk trying to cope up with that, and I'm like trying not to cry of laughter. There is some insane bullshit that happens, and I love the whole thing of because Taco's on his taco quest, and when the DM fucked up and said that's a spicy meatball, and Justin goes, spicy meat. I'm gonna put that down. And then when they drank the vial for the Bureau of Balance, and it's like, do I remember anything for the tacos? You remember sour cream? Was it the sour cream or was it the cheese?
I think sour cream.
Yeah, because I remember he said he immediately shot up and went, cheese. I don't know what that means, but cheese. And then where his grandfather Tostada. It's insane. I am doubling. Yeah, I'm doubling down on that idea that the Adventure Zone is basically what crazy stupid shit can we do in D&D. With my addendum to that is, as players who have never played D&D are slowly but surely learning why D&D is fucking awesome. And the DM is just like, oh, this DM stuff's actually a lot of fun, and it's really great
when you don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then I am loving the Adventure Zone just as much as Critical Role. I love them both for different reasons. Critical Role is still like the exercise and deep, incredible storytelling. Matthew Mercer is just one of the best storytellers, and he is just. I think everyone aspires to be able to tell a story as intricately as Matt. And Matt will be the first one to say, I'm just a guy, I bullshit my way halfway through. I could have done this and that better, which is spoken like a true creator, basically.
It's called life, buddy.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm loving the Adventure Zone. Those boys are done doing it good. No, it's great. I love the ridiculousness of the characters, and it's pretty fun.
I'm just waiting for Taco to dab.
Oh man, when Taco learned that he can make himself levitate, I'm like, oh no. I'm going to ask May a question just because we've been chatting about stuff for a little bit. What's going on the internet? Can you give us a little internet update in the corner?
Just on Twitter, I just retweeted something.
What'd you just retweet?
A Vocaloid art.
Nice, pretty. Was it of Miku? Was it of Luca? Luca. Nice.
Shit, thick thighs.
Ooh, thick thighs. They save lives, my girl. Hell yeah.
They do not save jeans, though.
They do not save jeans, but they save lives.
Or tights.
Or tights.
Or
Ooh.
shorts, really. Just any type of
Well, they don't say shorts because shorts aren't covering your thighs.
Depends on how short the shorts are.
That's safe.
Or jorts.
Mm-hmm. Or jorts.
They don't save the jorts, man.
Or capri pants.
Or capri pants. Or skinny jeans. Or just jeans.
I thought they were just called capris. Capri pants. That's just called
I
capris.
don't wear capri pants.
Okay, normally they're just called capris.
We always just call them capri pants.
The only capri,
That just seems like a mouthful because it's the same thing.
the only capri that I'm familiar with is Capri Sun.
Respect the pouch.
Respect the pouch! You gotta respect the... May, do you respect the pouch?
I do.
Beep, 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 burp. I was to say babe and Mira at the same time.
Be
Do you respect the pouch?
Yep.
I respect the pouch. So, high five to all of us respecting the pouch. Hell,
I can't reach that far.
Hell yeah. Just air
Tap.
5. And wait, here, we'll do it all at once. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we did it.
Oh,
we
on 3. Well, fuck.
Not 1, 2, 3 clap. It's 1, 2, 3. No, it's all good. It looks like I'm about to hit you guys, and it's like, oh
or
shit.
you like, get out of the way.
Move, bitch. Get out the way. Oh, God. I thought you actually fell. Oh, shit. Speaking of move, bitch, get out the way. Stanley Cup Playoffs. This is my time of the year. It's an insane year.
May's like back to Twitter.
No, because I got to interact with you for a moment. Your Sharks are up 3-2 against fucking Colorado. And your Sharks took my team out, and I'm salty, and I'm mad, and I'm...
It's a shame Robots not in the chat.
It's a shame Robo's not in the chat anymore. Well, he had messaged me yesterday. He's like, hey, so the Islanders got swept by Carolina, which they were a wild card team.
Well, it doesn't matter. Doesn't Pittsburgh get knocked out?
Pittsburgh got knocked out by the Islanders.
So he's already salty.
What?
Don't pick your hand.
I know, I'm sorry. It's a bad habit. Just like you biting your
Sit
hand.
on your hand.
No, I can't talk without that.
Do you want lotion?
I'll get some lotion later.
I can't talk without one of my hands.
Yeah, I need... Yeah, because then I can only speak... I can't. I can't.
You just make the sign.
That's all I need to do. No, but your Sharks are up 3-2 against Colorado. Your Blues just tied their series, and they're going to Game 7 on Tuesday in St. Louis. My Vegas Golden Knights got knocked out in a controversial Game 7 in San Jose, where they basically... Vegas was winning 3-0. Joe Pavelski, which I think is still injured. I'll fact check that in a moment. But he got injured really bad. They called a 5-minute major because, for whatever reason, the call should not have been a 5-minute major. He didn't do anything. The cross-check or the hit that Cody Eakin, the guy from Vegas, did wasn't the cause of the fall. He hit. Joe Pavelski went backwards. He ran into another skater, and when he ran into that skater, that's when he flipped over and fell face first on a face that was already fucked up from getting hit with a puck in Game 1. And basically, San Jose took that, and they scored 4 goals in 5 minutes. Vegas tied it up, and then San Jose won it when Vegas should have gone on. And it actually has caused a lot of discussion about stuff that they're going to be... They're in talks of reviewing every single major penalty in review just to make sure that they're making the right call. And Vegas has been apologized to, and all this other crazy stuff. And I'm of the mindset that call should not have been. It should have been a 2-minute cross-checking call, a minor call. We would have gotten the 1 goal and would have been able to be at full. Hello, yes, the Penguins are the best, and also got knocked out, just like my Vegas Golden Knights got knocked out first round. But you guys still have your hope. Your Sharks play tomorrow. They could close out their series and move on to the next round tomorrow. Vegas is not bad, Robit. They at least won games, unlike your Penguins in the playoffs this year. Your Blues have a chance to win it on Tuesday. And if San Jose knocks theirs out and they move on to the next round and your Blues win on Tuesday, we have a San Jose versus St. Louis in the Western Conference Final, my dudes. May, hot takes. Do you even fucking care?
A little.
You care? You actually
Tiny
care?
bit.
Tiny bit? Because
Sharks
are dumb.
They are dumb.
Oh!
Sharks are dumb.
So you do care. You do care a little bit.
Oh,
You want your Sharks to go all the way.
Like the Pickers, yes.
Like the Pickers will go all the way. No, because like you were super upset last year when they got knocked
I
out.
was super upset.
No, I'm going to say this. I'm angry. Blues exist. Sharks are dumb. Blues exist. No,
I've just never really been a big sports person.
I know. Like hockey is my main. That's my main.
If Quidditch
sport.
was a real thing, I would be into that.
Ooh, can you imagine like a Vegas Quidditch team?
Like-
They probably already have a Quidditch team. Let's be real for a
Hockey
minute.
is your thing. Shocked Pikachu face.
I know, I would have never guessed.
Yeah, basically. Completely shocked. But yeah, if
He's
it's...
wearing his Vegas hat.
Yeah, I was
I'm,
gonna say.
duh, I'm wearing my Vegas Golden Knights
He
hat.
only wears his Persona hat if it matches the outfit.
Yeah. Because the reason why I wear this hat all the time is because
it matches with everything.
Because it's a straight black hat, it matches with everything. But if I'm wearing red, I wear the Persona hat. If I have like a lot of white in my outfit,
like at least one other black hat.
It's the hero hat, and I need to figure out the proper adjustment because one is too tight, but then when I go back one, it's too loose, and it's just annoying the shit out of me, and I do not like that. Fucking Etsy, god damn it! But no, yeah, fucking Etsy.
Is it a knockoff hat or?
It's it's not official. It's not an official hero hat. Somebody made it who was a fan of the game, and it's clear that they don't have a specialty in making hats.
It's like the bootleg arsenic and cyanide.
It's like the bootleg arsenic and cyanide.
I'll take your hero hat.
I'd say if I can't figure out a good medium, yeah, take the fucking hero hat. Unless
I'll use it. It's
a knockoff. That's what it is. But yeah. So your Sharks are looking to close out their series tomorrow. Your Blues are looking to close out their series on Tuesday. Carolina's already moved on, and Boston and Columbus is tomorrow as well. That'll determine the Eastern Conference and who Carolina is playing against. So that's been Greg's hockey update. Thank you guys so much for coming to my TED Talk. Tune in a couple weeks where I'm still angry that Vegas is not in the Stanley Cup Finals. So no, but yeah, it's I was supposed to talk about the Vegas controversy after going through everything, but still on that subject, speaking of getting angry, there are people and voice actors that are angry at Borderlands 3, and let me tell you why, my dudes. Actually, no, it's actually a legit thing. So, Borderlands 3, there's been a lot of news coming out about Borderlands 3. I'm really excited for Borderlands 3. A lot of this kind of came back up because they had new trailers and gameplay stuff, and a lot of the voice actors got to announce who's coming in. And it reignited a discussion about one character, which is a character named Reese from Tales from the Borderlands, which I have not played. But all I knew about it was Troy Baker voicing.
Spelled the same way as Romano's husband's name?
Yeah, it's spelled the same way.
Nice.
But
I can just hear Kari going, "How do you not know who that is?"
Because I never played Tales from the Borderlands. As much as I wanted to, I just never played it.
Do you have Tales from the Borderlands?
Yeah, I have it on my PS4.
Oh.
I never got around to playing it because it was one of those. I think it was like free for PSN, one of those times, or free for PS Plus, and I got it, and it got lost amongst all the other games that I was playing. Eventually, I'll play it, especially if characters from Tales from the Borderlands are in Borderlands 3. I may have to play it to kind of get some of that context. But Ray Chase is now the voice of Reese, and it kind of reignited a discussion about what happened with Troy Baker. And I guess just gleaning from what had happened, so when they first announced Borderlands 3 and they showed that Reese was in it, etc., Troy Baker was at a convention in Australia, if I remember correctly, and they were asking if he was coming back as Reese. He's like, I don't know what to tell you, I'm not going to be in it. And the general consensus was, or the way that it was sounding, was people were saying that Gearbox never reached out and got Troy Baker, which would be kind of shitty.
It's another thing
with Tales, where they didn't even reach out to Troy Baker. And obviously Troy Baker has an open schedule because he for all intents and purposes, he's done with Last of Us.
Well, I mean, the director even said we're done with filming.
Yeah, so done with Last of Us.
They filmed the last scene.
But it's like, yeah, he's coming back for Catherine Full Body, which there was a trailer that came out, a new trailer with the dubcast. And I haven't watched it yet, but we need to watch it because I'm really excited to get angry at puzzles again.
I think it's up for pre-order now.
Yeah,
it's been up for pre-order.
Yeah, it's been up for pre-order for
just
a while.
Just not at GameStop.
Yeah.
It's Amazon only.
Still not at GameStop?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It might be just one of those games that the collectors is just not going to be at GameStop.
GameStop may just say this isn't worth it. We'll just sell the base game.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go to Amazon.
That's fine. I'm just going to get the base game anyway. So
I want the sheep. That's fine.
I still need to pre-order Shadowbringers too.
I did.
Get on it.
Well, once I have more money, I'll be able to get on it. I'll jump on that shit ASAP. But no, Troy Baker was saying, "Hey, I'm not going to be in it." What was being understood was it seemed like Gearbox didn't reach out to him. But recently, the head of Gearbox said that their sound people are claiming that Troy Baker turned it down. And it's very much a he said, she said situation with that. And when I found out that Ray Chase, of all people, was going to be Reese, I got scared for him because I know how vitriolic people can be, especially with a AAA game when they change a voice, especially with the back and forth between Troy Baker and Gearbox. And I mean, I know it comes with the territory of being a voice actor, but that's unneeded stress and criticism on Twitter and social media that he could be getting.
The good news is right now he's saying that he's seen more positive stuff than negative, so let's just keep with that.
I'm happy for him because Ray Chase is a fucking sweetheart. He is.
Let's just keep up with that.
Let's say we all love Ray Chase. We've all chatted with him. Like, we chatted with him in Anime Pasadena. He was the one I think we chatted with the longest and just chatted and shot the shit. And, you know, he talks to fans as people and is just a great dude and just funny guy. And it's like, he doesn't deserve any sort of shit. And I was happy to hear that he's not getting as much shit, if that makes sense. But then another thing that happened was they changed Claptrap's voice. And his voice actor has come out swinging against Gearbox because his story is that, you know, the way he was saying it, and I'm paraphrasing the tweet, was, I asked to get paid, and apparently they can't afford me. Apparently it's true that the $12 million that 2K gives to Gearbox, they're putting in their pocket and not paying us. And so he basically, they changed the voice actor. Rob's whooping stick came in. Huh. Oh no. I am concerned now. I am very concerned. But anyway.
Okay.
But anyway.
He's ready to beat anybody who badmouths Fallout.
Oh yeah, there you go. He's ready to beat the shit out of people who like anime.
I mean, he could.
Fucking nerds.
He could, but
He
that
says,
would.
Greg, I'm coming over.
Oh.
That would require.
Fuck me up, daddy. Let's go.
That would require you actually getting up and getting out here, though. And we know that's never going to happen.
I think me saying "fuck me up, daddy" has kept him from ever coming here, even though I was joking. Yeah, daddy.
Were
kinks
you joking?
I don't like daddy kinks. Daddy kinks make me extremely uncomfortable. I don't like it at all. There's other words you can use that aren't familial that can be kinky. You don't say daddy. Don't. It's bad. I know. I shouldn't be kink shaming. I know people who like using daddy. It's what they're calling Jim Carrey in the new fucking Sonic movie, and I'm very uncomfortable. But, yeah. Anywho, speaking of uncomfortable situations, this whole Borderlands issue with these voice actors.
Greg, now I'm coming over even sooner.
Oh, god damn it.
You did this to yourself.
I did this to myself. No, see, if we had a following and a fan base, this would be where the Greg likes dad kinks would happen. I'd be like, fuck.
Now, if only Robot was motivated to actually get it outside and come out here.
Unless he's got lockpicking tools, he can't get in because the door's locked.
Hey.
Oh no, he's got the whooping stick. Shit.
Honestly, if Rob ever wanted to hang out, he could come.
No, legit, yeah. He can
We've
on
told
over.
him.
Yeah, we told him come the fuck over. Yeah.
He's just like, it's too far away.
We can have burritos.
Yeah, cook us some burritos. Yeah. Oh man, homemade burritos.
We even offered to take him to In-N-Out, and he's just like, on my way, and then he just never comes here. And I'm like, you gotta come here. He actually messaged me
saying that it would cost over like 130 something bucks to take a lift.
Him, then?
Yeah, we'll take a road trip. We'll go on over and hang out.
Where the fuck even are you?
He's not the middle of nowhere.
He's somewhere. He won't tell us.
Robot's in the middle of nowhere. That's what it is. He's literally the house from Courage the Cowardly Dog that's just in the middle of the desert.
Middle of nowhere.
No, yeah, in the middle of nowhere. That's literally Robot's house. Rob is busy sticker bombing the whooping stick. Oh boy. Man.
That answers none of my questions.
That answers none of my questions. But yeah, that's the shit that's been going on with Borderlands 3.
I'm by China Lake Naval Base.
Ooh, okay. I'll have to look that up.
That is.
I'll have to look that up. But I'm gonna kick it on over to you, May, because you're on the phone. I apologize. Oh, she's looking it up right now. Here, I'll kick it on over to you while she does the fact checking. The whole situation with these voice actors, like what are your thoughts about, Troy Baker situation, which apparently his situation ended with he's like, I would love to come back. Which
it's over Ridgecrest.
It's over. Oh,
where's that?
It takes 2 hours from here to get there.
Oh, just 2 hours.
Just 2 hours.
Well, I actually thought it was like 6 hours away. Just 2 hours, shit.
Well, the 6 hours could depend on how you take it.
That's very true.
If it's on the bus, it probably does take 6 hours.
Probably.
Or like on the train or something.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's basically going up that.
But if you're like driving or doing like rideshare, it probably takes 2 hours ish.
Oh yeah, makes sense. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on like both situations, the whole thing with Claptrap's original voice actor saying, "Well, I wanted to get paid," and they didn't want to pay me, so now I'm not in the game. And then the whole Troy Baker situation, and then the news with Ray Chase. Like, I know there's a lot to unpack. Just what do you think?
One at a time.
What do you think about the situation?
It's like 8 hours
via bus. Okay. What do you think of the situation as a whole?
Okay.
Here, okay, let me go.
Break it down.
What do you think of the Troy Baker situation, and then what do you think of the situation with Claptrap's original voice actor?
The Troy Baker thing, it sounds like there's miscommunication that happened, which is probably how he lost out on it.
Could have been, yeah.
He could have told somebody one thing and then they misconstrued it, or they misheard it and said something else.
Yeah.
There's a middle person that probably could have been involved that decided to turn it down on Troy's behalf, even though Troy didn't let him. Because it reminds me of a thing from Repo the Genetic Opera. The Alexa Vega, who was Shiloh, originally, like, her agent turned it down and didn't tell her.
Oh, yeah.
So she had to go around the agent and talk to the director to be in the movie, because Darren Lynn Bousman wanted her in that movie.
Yeah.
So they had to do their own talks.
Yeah.
The only thing with this sort of thing is, with agents being in the middle, you kind of have to make sure that you're clear on what you tell them.
You made Rob happy.
He just said in all caps, Repo the Genetic Opera. It's a good musical. It's a good movie. It's a good movie, yeah.
But yeah, like, it just depends on where the miscommunication happened. If an agent basically decided to act on their own and turned it down on Troy's behalf, then that's their issue, and they need to really get some talks on what happened. Because if Troy wanted to come back, there's no reason the agent should have turned it down.
It's also not fair to Ray Chase if they recasted it and be like, hey, sorry, buddy. I mean, I know what happens. But...
Which even Ray was like, I know I'm no Troy Baker, and it's like, you don't have to compare yourself to Troy. You're good on your own.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, yeah, the whole Greg watch Rocky Horror. I will. One day
Eventually.
I'll watch it. It'll be a day that will be written
Tuesday?
in it. Yes. Totally. No, Tuesday we're watching the Blues game.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Today we're watching the Blues game. No, but
the Claptrap thing, I don't really know. Just because I also don't know how much this dude is getting paid.
I also don't know.
Maybe it was just something super ridiculous.
Gearbox has found themselves in numerous controversies in the past.
I also don't know enough about the studio.
But, well, they're the one. So Gearbox is the one that did. Greg, I'm coming up when we're watching Rocky Horror.
You have to actually come over here.
There you go. But Gearbox is the one that. Are you familiar with the whole Aliens Colonial Marine controversy?
I know of it.
Basically, they were showing it off as one game and it was completely different and it just wasn't good. The graphics were downgraded. The gameplay was horrible. The story was atrocious. And
so like No Man's Sky.
Basically, No Man's Sky. Yeah, that guy.
It's a long walk.
So I mean, on one end of the spectrum, I can understand that, but on the other end of the spectrum, you don't know. You don't know the conversation. We weren't there. We weren't the ones in the middle of the conversation, so it's all going to be what people are saying on Twitter.
Also, like, for the Claptrap thing, for all I know, he could have just asked for double the paying.
He could have asked for more money because it's a bigger franchise.
We don't know how much
and
he
they could have
asked
said
for.
no. Yeah. They can only hobble so fast. But
yeah, like, pay is a sensitive topic. No matter what industry you're in.
You want to pay your actors, but at the same time, studios have to gauge that. But you also can't fault if a voice actor speaks out against it if you're getting paid a fuckload of money and you're not paying your actors correct. Like I said, there's a lot of factors to it. It really is.
Well, I know people are like, it could be like a Marvel thing of like, well, you pay Robert Downey Jr. this much money, you pay Chris Evans this much money, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, this is a video game company. This is not a film studio.
Yeah.
There's only so much that they are able to pay.
Even for big names too, yeah. It's money is always a tricky thing when it comes to the voice acting stuff. What about you, May? What do you think of the Troy Baker situation and then the situation with Claptrap's original voice actor?
Just sounds like a big old mess.
Just a big old mess. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Ray Chase will do fine. And I'm happy that people like Max Middleman's going to be in it. And then Tatum and Brina are coming back for their characters. Which makes me happy that we're getting more Moxie, which I'm really excited about. Moxie is awesome. I mean, not because of the...
Isn't Tina's voice actress coming back too?
Tiny Tina? I think Ashley Birch might have said something about it. I don't know.
I feel like she did.
I think she might have said, hey, guess who's back?
Back again.
Right? No, Tiny Tina was, I think, one of her first voiceover roles. Because a lot of people are like, because when that game came out, people were like, yeah, that's the chick from that Hey Ash, What You Playing YouTube channel. And then nowadays it's Ashley Birch, voice actress and fucking D&D nerd. And it's entirely because of the titty hunger. What I was gonna say was Moxie is great, not just for the obvious, but for dude, she great.
For the titties.
Preach. Who can relate? Woo! Yeah.
Let's not kid ourselves here, Craig. Okay.
I'm not kidding myself. I'm admitting to it. I'm being a typical guy in that situation.
Let's just say that's 90% of the reason.
Actually, it's a 50-50. 50% is because
it's hot. It is 50-50.
Oh my god. Actually, it's like 64, 55, 45, because isn't one boob bigger than the other? Anyway,
I don't know.
Anyway, she's also a great character is what I'm trying to say. Twitch is going to ban me just for referencing tittying one like that.
I mean, it's not like you flash the camera. You're fine.
Woo! Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah, but no, back to what May was saying. So it's a complete fucking mess. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm just glad that Max Middleman's going to be it, and I'm excited to see.
Robbie, where are you?
He's going to be a Walla character. He's going to be like the equivalent of
Moxie is totally plastic. It's 50-50.
It's 50-50. But no, it's pretty great. But
he's gonna be like, I'm also in Borderlands 3.
It literally is gonna be I'm also in Borderlands 3, just like Ray Chase has the fucking subway announcer from Persona 5, and it's like,
That's his best role.
That is arguably Ray Chase's best role.
Such development coming from that character.
Dude, the character growth in Persona 5.
He gets better.
With him. I can't keep this going because I don't have anything funny to say.
His announcements just keep getting better.
His announcements are just getting...
At first he started off a little shaky. And then as the game went on,
he doesn't even have to look at the...
Got more solid.
He doesn't even have to look at the ad copy anymore. He's got it all memorized. It's pretty great.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. So we're going to marathon a few of these real quick. May, we were supposed to talk about this last podcast and we forgot about this. You have Smash Bros. And Joker. What do you think of Smash? What do you think of Joker? Would you smash Joker?
This Smash, I like it better than the other Smash because they actually added Chrome.
Yeah? I remember you...
I boycotted them for
You
a long
boycotted
time.
them for Smash 4
Yep.
because of them not having Chrome in there.
But now they redeemed themselves, so Sakurai is good in my book again.
Now don't ask me for anything ever again.
Adds 50 more characters. Sakurai, stop!
And then, yeah, you played the game. Kirby is the only one who survived. Kirby survived the snap.
Boyo!
Oh, boy! Yeah, basically.
He's best pink.
He's best pink boy.
Pink puff.
Pink puff. Yeah, you're right. He's also fucking adorable looking like Joker.
Do you know Kirby has a girlfriend?
Really?
Yeah. I can't remember her name, but she's like this thing with a bow.
That's cute.
She's like this little blob.
Corbett.
Boyo.
Boy, it's Miss Kirby.
Yeah,
it's like Miss Pac-Man. It's Miss Kirby.
That's his girlfriend, Miss Kirby.
Miss Pac-Man. Avengers was the biggest crossover. No,
I mean, we have
that
Toad
one.
and Toadette. Why not Kirby and Corbett?
Kirby and Corbett. Well, because Sakurai is more creative than just adding "et" to the word Toad. I mean, why am I thinking on the guy that makes Mario?
Shigeru
Miyamoto. I'm like, why did I forget that name? He's a creative dude, a great guy. Talented,
Isn't he also the dude that did Zelda?
Yes.
Linkle.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I forgot about Linkle. Holy shit.
I think everybody did.
I think people willingly chose.
He's only ever been in that Hyrule Warriors game.
I think people
even Link forgot Linkle.
Although for everything like Linkle and Toadette, we got thick Zelda in Breath of the Wild, and you got Link in that fucking outfit.
Gerudo outfit.
In that Gerudo outfit where he shows off that fucking midriff and fucking pack of some heat, and May's just like, ooh, my crops have been watered. But anyway, so you're having fun with Smash? How is it playing as Joker?
It's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun?
Yeah.
Learn to get better with Joker?
Yep, he's easy to handle for me. Because some characters I have a hard time playing as because they're either too fast or too slow, or I just can't handle them well because they move a certain way.
Link was always my main, like in Melee specifically, just because he was a nice balance of like he was fast but not. Yeah,
fight me, May.
Yeah, let's go. But yeah, it's like I liked playing as Link in like Melee, and then I didn't play too much of Brawl.
No.
I've only ever played Brawl.
Brawl, I mean, it was good. I just never owned it. But
I mained Snake whenever I played it.
Snake was great. I'm gonna tornado the fuck out of Joker. But yeah, like I've seen you play it. It looks like a lot of fun, and I may have to swipe your Switch in a few days. Just make an account and play it because I miss playing Smash. I love.
She's told us we could play it when she.
I know. I'm just saying I'm gonna have to swipe it. Yeah,
she's like, just go get it.
Yeah, I'm
it's just in plain sight in the closet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd love to fucking play that. I am almost, I think, towards the end of base Heavensward in Final Fantasy XIV.
Also fight me, Greg.
Also, I'll fight you too. But if I remember correctly, because I just finished the library dungeon, so I don't know how close I am to finishing base Heavensward.
You're halfway there. You know you'll get towards the end when you fight a big old dragon.
Durgan, yeah. Emmerich hasn't been stabbed yet, so I haven't gotten to that. Your favorite scene,
yeah,
which is when you got stabbed and you were like losing your shit. You're like, no, fuck you, and I had to search the wiki because I had to confirm that he is in fact still alive. So yeah, that was a whole thing. But that's where I am in Heavensward. I'm slowly but surely making my way through that game, and Brad is shitty when it comes to doing dungeons, which I think is no new news here. Let's see.
Speaking of Brad being shit at dungeons.
Yes, Brad being shit at dungeons. The homebrewers came back early. So we did the episode of homebrewers a little bit ago. And that was a fun time. Mira, I do have a question for you though.
Oh no.
It's a hypothetical. So you're a DM.
Oh no.
You're a DM. You create this incredible underground dungeon of an old forgotten temple.
I think I know where this is going.
Would you purposely put a level, like a way over leveled enemy standing at the door to keep you from not doing this dungeon? Or would you just let that fucking happen?
I may put like a lower level creature for you to fight if you left. But not a fucking dragon.
Which, you want to know what the best part about this is? What you told me, that he was commenting on how to be a DM on a D&D page, and he says you got a plan for the unexpected.
How do you deal with players not wanting to do what you set up?
Yeah, and it's like, how do you deal with that? It's like, sometimes the players will change your plans, etc., etc. And
you worked on this dungeon for hours, and your players just don't want to do it, so you put a dragon outside to keep them inside the dungeon. Brad, fuck off.
I'm like, I get it. D&D has rules, but the number one rule is you can use the rules to your own way.
You're supposed to have fun. You're not supposed to force your players.
Like, the thing is that, I know it's a meme of that's what my character would do, but Renfist literally was like, I don't trust this. Chrissy was like, I don't trust anyone but us four. I don't trust Parm. I don't trust these dwarven fucks. I don't trust anyone other than us. I don't trust the people that gave us this quest. And I'm like, and then when we got down, and it wasn't even a door, it was a riddle, and it's like all that shit going on, and it's just, I'm just like, as a character, Renfist was like, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad.
I think he was relying on me a little too much, because Amaryllis' character, like, when...
You want to go fight people.
When Parm starts going downstairs by herself, Amaryllis is just like, well, we can't let her go by herself.
Suya literally had the time's up, let's do this. Because he was just like...
He's always like that.
I know, but I'm just saying, he literally had the, alright, let's...
But I think as soon as I said that, Brad just kind of made it even more of a guilt thing with Parm.
Yeah,
because then he started making Parm say things that would probably goad us to go down there, and then Suya's just like, all right, time's up.
I stuck to it, and he's like in a big dragon camp. And look, you want to know what I'm also going to call bullshit on? The only way I would call bullshit on it until we found out that we're at a fucking ancient temple to Tiamat. Was, well, yeah, someone was saying draconic. I'm like, yeah,
Tiamat is a dragon.
Yeah. The dragon was like 100 miles in that direction. There's no way you could hear someone speaking in a fucking temple unless the voice ringing out in that temple goes out to every single dragon telepathically.
Also, I'm going to call a little bit of bullshit because I ran a history check and I got an 18 and I asked if it was Tiamat and he's like, you don't know.
He basically describes Tiamat and said, you don't know what this is.
You don't know. That's like that's nearly a natural 20. I should be able to know.
It was, I don't know.
She used to be in the knowledge domain. I should know this shit.
You don't drink, but you in fact know things, basically. Yeah.
This is Tiamat? You don't know. I rolled an 18, Brad. I should have some sort of inkling.
I don't know.
That's a high roll.
I don't know.
What the fuck, Brad?
I don't know. But that being said, his cliffhanger for that episode...
We love you, Brad, but what the fuck?
We love you. We love him to death. We're just kind of giving you some shit. Because the thing is that, like, the shit that we're saying right now is nice compared to what Chrissy's been yelling to him for the past week. Well, because they've known each other. How long have they known each other?
For a very long time.
Very long time. So I was like, yeah, Chrissy was definitely giving him some shit. So... But it was still fun. That cliffhanger made me... I literally, for the first time...
Also, we learned, write the answers to the riddles and shit down. Or, like, the riddles themselves down
I'm surprised you didn't already do that. You know what I mean? But, whatever. It's all good. But it's one... but, yeah, I finally had the first time where I sat there and went... Fuck, I want to play for, like, 8 more hours after this. Like, I want to do all this shit. And it was that was fun, so...
I mean, because we ran into the possibility of fighting possibly a follower of Tiamat.
Which he did give us the meta knowledge of. He used, what was it? Detect Life to see who all was there. Which that's already leading me to some interesting conversations about what I could even do as a rogue if he's got Detect Life. If he's going to make it to where I can't... Which, that would be a bullshit move because I just went up from 1d6 to 2d6 sneak attack damage.
It's going to be bullshit for me a little bit because I'm life domain.
Yeah.
This is going to be some bullshit.
Robot said I want donuts.
I may not be able to help, like, at all. Depending on how Brad plays that.
I don't know. It all depends. We could go in there and we have to...
I use Cure Wounds. The magic in this area doesn't allow you to do that. Excuse me? Brad, I will walk away from the table.
You would walk away from the table and I'd be like, no, you sure so, let's get donuts. No, it literally was, like, I'm going to tell you right now, if he pulls that kind of bullshit, that's 2 players that are technically out. Because Chrissy can't heal and you can't heal.
Well, it depends on what domain she's in. She could have some other things that can help, because I don't think she even...
What domain is Bahamut? Because that's the god that Chrissy followed.
Good question. Robot, what domain is
Bahamut? Yeah, Robot. Whoop Brad's ass. Well, the thing is that if he pulls that shit, Chrissy's going to kick his fucking ass and be like, I'm not doing this anymore.
If he pulls it, I'm walking away from the table.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that, Brad. I'm sorry.
You
already put a dragon outside the entrance. You can't do that.
It's our first boss battle. Like, that's something you do at, like, level...
We're only level 3.
Let's say, that's something you do at, like, level 8 when you've done a couple dungeons. Let me check. Yeah. It's like, that's something you do at level 8 when you've been in a couple dungeons. You know what I mean? You've done it, and then, like, you could throw something like that to where you're like, oh, fuck, now we gotta think on our toes this time.
Yeah, it's not like the forest clearing where we had all the stupid fucking goblins that we had to deal with.
That's... Okay, yeah, that was where my saltiness came from.
This is a dungeon with zombies, skeletons, and now whatever the hell this figure was.
He said he was a skeletal warrior, if I remember hearing correctly.
Yeah, but with, like, necrotic sort of...
Oh, that dude's gonna have some necrotic bullshit. Yeah,
because life isn't... You can't sense any life down there.
Well, the thing that's sticking in my head was Brad had said... You're still feeling the dread that you were feeling down here. In fact, it's gotten worse. But behind that door is not associated with that dread. And I'm like, well, what the fuck does that mean? He could literally spin some bullshit saying that this used to be a sacred place and then a plague hit or some shit. I don't know. I don't know.
Or maybe it's cursed.
Maybe he's like, yeah, a curse fell onto this temple. Life and war.
Oof.
Oh, wow. So.
Well, I'm life. I don't know what her domain is because I don't think it was written down on her paper.
I think hers is associated with life just for the sake of Chrissy's backstory of being brought back to life.
Maybe.
With the pact that she made with Bahamut.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that would knock 2 clerics out. Yeah, the dragon god of good is Bahamut. Yeah, okay. So.
But yeah, like, if he pulls some sort of shit where we can't use any of our cleric ability, I will literally walk the table.
You will sacred flame his ass into next week, is what you would fucking do.
No, I'll grab something and be like, okay, I draw my morning star out and beat the fucking shit out of the DM.
I see a skeleton with the name tag Brad on it. I beat the shit out of that skeleton. And Chrissy's like, I join in on the gang beat. Because this is
like, I'll back her up.
Sui's like, I got you. And I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Mutiny on the DM.
Yeah, right? It'd be fucking great. No. Chrissy's going to whip him into shape. Mira want to
borrow my whooping stick.
But yeah, so that's homebrewer stuff. Homebrewer stuff has been fun. No, we have this stuff we're saying. But for all intents and purposes, that was easily the best episode of the Homebrewers we have ever done.
Also, I'm having panic because my other campaign had
Tiamat that
we dealt with.
You guys almost summoned Tiamat, And now...
Yeah, we stopped Tiamat from being summoned in my other campaign, and now there's mentions of Tiamat in this campaign.
I almost feel like with the way that he's explaining it, the Tiamat could be a forgotten god at this point. I don't know.
I don't know how he's going to play it.
When he started describing the 5 heads with the different colors all facing certain directions, I'm like, this is Tiamat.
I was like, we're either doing Tiamat... summon Tiamat.
Summon Tiamat.
No. You're like, no.
Maybe when I'm higher level.
But, like, for all intents and purposes...
Also not in this campaign.
Yeah, right? Summon Tiamat. No. The thing is, like, for all intents and purposes, that was easily the best session. It was the best setup. We did it on the table. The recording was great. We actually got to hear Brad.
We didn't have any technical issues.
We didn't.
TV.
The only thing that I will say next time is we need to get the music situated, which I think part of it was because he had to use his phone for everything since his computer took a shit on him. In fact, when I do my little one shot within the next couple podcasts, I'm going to be, part of it's actually going to be me testing some stuff anyway, which will be interesting and it'll be fun. So, but yeah, so that is the only issue was whooping Brad. Yeah. But no, for all intents and purposes, it was a lot of fun. It was really good.
Putting that on the top of my to-do list.
Whip the shit out of Brad. You can whip his ass next week when we go to Ren Fair.
True.
Yeah. Beat the shit out of him with an umbrella. There you go.
I don't have an umbrella.
Because you don't pull that shit on a level 3 party.
You don't. It was already bad enough when he put the fucking dragon at the door.
That was when I went. See, because the thing is,
and you even asked him, as like, if we had gone outside, would the dragon have still been there? And he's like, yeah.
He's like, oh yeah. I was just like, you literally put that dragon there because you made this dungeon and wanted us to go through this dungeon.
It's revenge for the moss bit in that. Like,
it really is.
That we had.
Yeah, in episode 0. Yeah, it literally was. So.
Well, they couldn't figure out my moss puzzle. Time to put a dragon in front of this.
What is it the Adventure Zone says? You solved my riddle. Which it took an hour, but we finally solved Brad's riddle.
You solved
I purposely
my
think
draconic puzzle.
You solved my draconic puzzle. I purposely think he did it because I made the comment last time we were hanging out, whoop Brad. It's like, I think, honestly, because I made the observation that, you know, Chrissy and Suya are a couple, we're a couple, and the lonely single guy's the DM, and I don't think he liked that comment, which is why he pulled that bullshit. I'm like, it's okay, Brad. I was just making an observation. No, for all intents and purposes, it really, like, it sounds like we're complaining.
It was good, yeah.
Like, we're giving Brad shit because we love him.
He made some questionable choices.
But that's Brad's life, though. Like, if when he writes a memoir when he's in his 80s, it's literally going to be called "I Made a Couple Questionable Choices." A memoir. That's basically a memoir. Yeah, that's basically what it's going to be. But
Brad.
But yeah, like, what did you think of the production aspect of it? Like, I felt it went smoothly. It was great, and you liked it too. And everyone did, and it sounded great. We just need to get a second microphone for the party, so we got 2 microphones here, and then Brad's microphones, and then we'll also have a 3rd microphone for podcast, which would be great. We technically have a 3rd microphone, but we have the echo issue that I'm still trying to figure out. So, good shit. There we go. May. Now that we're done boring you with talks of the dungeons and the Dorgans, I got a business proposition for you.
Okay.
I am the CEO of a big name in the porn industry.
Okay.
And I'm laying my eyes on a long-forgotten website that's done away with their pornographic material. And I have motivations to buy that site.
And restore it to its former glory.
Restoring it to its former glory. Would you accept my offer?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
wait, hold on. So, I say that because articles were coming out this week. The head of Pornhub is looking to take Tumblr off of Yahoo's hands. And the reason why that there's talks of Tumblr being sold off is, to no one's surprise ever, when they did away with the NSFW content, nobody went to Tumblr anymore. So now it's just sucking up money. A lot of people left.
A lot of people went to Twitter.
Yeah.
So it's just sitting there.
People
now.
went to Twitter. People just stayed on their Patreons. People had like Snapchat premiums.
Even more like Instagram, even though they still have to be a little careful.
Yeah, Instagram has hardcore. Even the lewd cosplayers have gotten their account shut down because even if they don't show anything, it's still too much.
Some of them still are able to post teasers, though, without, like, as long as they censor enough.
They have to censor enough.
They just be like, you want the full thing? Go to my site. On Tumblr, you probably can't do that. Just
on
with
Tumblr,
how many things get flagged.
On Tumblr, you say the word wet when you're talking about, like, a wet piece of cardboard, and you get your post flagged.
Or like our friend that was eating bread, and they flagged her post because she wrote bun in the tag or something.
Oh, did you?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
right
and it was
now?
just a picture of her eating bread.
So what do you think?
That's all it was.
What do you think of Tumblr? Or I'll ask you when you get back. So what do you think of Tumblr?
Yeah, that's all it was. Just her eating bread.
Just her eating bread, of course.
And then she posted a screenshot of it and it said, "Your post has been flagged for inappropriate content." She's just like, "I'm eating bread." Anyways, mate, 100 to fill a sock with butter and knock Brad around a bit. Butter? That's too soft.
That's a waste of butter. Like hard stick butter, maybe.
No, you can use that butter to cook food.
I'm about to say it's a waste of butter, but yeah. But anyway, Mira.
Fill it with marbles.
Fill it with marbles, yeah, that's good. What are your thoughts on Pornhub thinking of buying Tumblr and restoring it to its former glory to make Tumblr great again?
Honestly, if they did it, I'd go back to Tumblr. To be honest.
Yeah,
Because part of why I wanted, like, I miss Tumblr kind of more so of how it was, just because that was how I found Dramatical Murder.
It's how you got your gay shit. Let's be real for a moment. It's how you got your really hardcore explicit. Yeah, fine, fill it with rocks. It's how you got your really hardcore explicit yaoi stuff.
I was gonna say I was getting yaoi in other places, but I mean, like, for Dramatical Murder specifically, that was where I found Dramatical Murder was on Tumblr. Because before then, I'd never heard of it.
Right.
And then I started seeing posts, like, at first they were the meme posts of, like, you know, Dramatical Murder is not a game about safe sex. You do not do these particular things.
What are all the things?
I'll tell you later.
I was about to say, there's a lot of questionable...
I'll tell you later. Some of it is really NSFW for this.
There's a lot of questionable material and...
But no, like, it first started off with memes. And then,
It always starts with memes.
And then it got to, like, the artwork. And, like, there was official art of, like, just the characters themselves. Then it got to fan art. And then the explicit stuff. And I was just sitting there, like, you know, I don't understand who these people are. But this looks really pretty. Like, the fan art was really well done. Yeah. Regardless of what level of safe for work or NSFW it was. Yeah. And I'm just sitting like, huh. And Tumblr was basically how I found Dramatical Murder. So there's a lot of shit that I miss on Tumblr. Right. That if Pornhub bought it, I would honestly go back.
You would honestly go back. I don't blame you. Butt touches.
Butt touches, yes.
I would say the only reason Tumblr was ever good was because of porn.
That was also where I posted that really long rant for Attack on Titan.
Oh, is that the Armin rant?
No, it's the Levi Petra argument. Because I was basically... This was the post where I was like, this is why Levi Petra is not canon. Oh, I had a long breakdown for it.
You have to refresh my memory. What brought that post on?
Because I was seeing a lot of posts about, like, oh, Levi loves Petra. I can't wait for them to get together, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, guys, I'm sorry to tell you. They're not canon. Yeah. It's never going to happen. Which, like, the funniest part about that whole thing was I had gotten an Anon had sent me, like, a reply to it in my inbox and was just like, you're wrong and this is why. Levi's voice actor says he likes Levi Petra. And I'm like, you do realize voice actor's opinion does not mean canon.
I mean, Justin Reiner likes shit. Froppy and what?
Exactly.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean Deku's not gonna get. That doesn't mean Deku's gonna get with
Sue probably. Yeah. And on top of that, it was like the whole bit in Black Butler where Michael Tatum had a theory about what Sebastian really was. Yeah. Because there's an episode where he has this other form that we don't really get to see, and Tatum had made a theory about what that probably was. Apparently, it was wrong.
Well, that was his theory.
But he had a theory. And also, fucking Caitlin Glass has said that she ships Haruhi and Tamaki. Or not, Haruhi and Kyoya. Yeah. But in the series, it's Haruhi and Tamaki that got together.
You know, in hindsight, I really wish it was Kyoya at this point.
But what I'm saying is that it's like, voice actors' opinions does not make it canon.
Doesn't make anything canon.
So that was the only thing I had to say to the Anon, and I was just like, you're stupid.
Matthew Mercer has accepted that Mick Hanzo is a thing. which I think his run in the ring with Attack on Titan prepped him for Nick Hanzo, because remember all of the Erevi
It's still
shippers.
Going.
I was about to say, well, I mean, at its... Would you say Attack on Titan's even in its peak anymore? Because it's not really...
Almost done.
It's almost done. It's winding down.
I'm just saying, like, it hasn't been in peak popularity in a long time. Like, it...
Depends on if you look at the anime or the manga, I guess.
I don't know. All I know is that the manga got too crazy. Anyway, tying back to the original topic here, May. What are your thoughts on Pornhub grabbing Tumblr?
Hey, if they make some money, why not?
You know a buckload of people who turn back to Tumblr.
Wow. I mean, I still use Tumblr, honestly.
Well, because even Pornhub had a post, I think, that said, you know, we would let you post your NSFW shit on here.
When that whole thing happened, they said
your
that.
art.
Yeah.
I'm just
they said,
like,
"Come on over here." I'm saying, "Well, I'm gonna sip at your drink."
How dare you? But no, it's like Pornhub knows that there's NSFW artists out there that want a place to put their work.
I would hope Pornhub would know that there's NSFW that needs to be published.
Yeah, but I mean, there's probably like a bajillion other porn sites out there, but none of them are coming forward and being like, "Hey, we'll help you."
Because Pornhub's one of the most...
You don't have X videos doing that.
Yeah, also, I've heard like a lot of, not even related to content, just like stuff that they do for communities and shit. Mm-hmm. There's actually good things about Pornhub that I hear about.
My favorite thing that Pornhub does is the statistics during any playoff of at what rate in a playoff game or like a championship game that the team that was losing went to Pornhub. Well, it was so funny.
One of the things I've seen recently is one of my friends had posted I guess a screenshot or something from Pornhub, like their banner, I guess, and it was they were collecting like donations or stuff like for bees. Like honeybees.
Oh,
if you watch like these certain videos, they would donate to help like preserve the bee population. And it's just like, dude, I don't care what site you are. That's a good thing.
Right.
The fact that it's Pornhub, though.
The fact that it is in fact Pornhub. I said facts twice. That felt weird.
The fact that in fact.
The fact that that the fact that the facts that in fact there were facts. But yeah, hey, restore it to its former glory. So I have a topic here that I think could take us to the 2-hour mark that I'm actually going to put on hold until the next podcast, because we still have one big thing that we want to talk about. Because I'll give the spoiler for the next podcast. I do have this chat about spoiler culture that we have. We could talk about that forever. I'm going to put that on the back burner because we're already at an hour and a half, and I want us to talk about Endgame in a spoiler fashion. So I'm going to put this...
Which, by the way, Romano and them just got to Endgame.
They just got there for Endgame.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm going to put that to the side. We'll have that conversation next podcast. It'll be one of the topics we talk about, because for people who are listening to the podcast and have not seen Avengers Endgame,
care about spoilers.
And that care about spoilers. Well, that's part of the reason why, because the reason why I wanted to talk about it was the...
Well, I mean, some people don't mind if they get spoiled.
Well, it was the contrasting things of, there's this big push to not spoil Endgame, but the last week's Game of Thrones episode came out, and immediately everyone was posting the spoilers about everything that happened in it.
Well, here's the thing: this podcast is going up tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
By the time it comes out, spoilers for Endgame are like sanctioned that you can start posting.
According to the Russo brothers, Monday is the day that's the cutoff for the spoilers. You can start posting the spoiler content, and I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Which is really crazy because it's only been like 2 weekends.
I honestly still adhere, like what May said in a private conversation. I still adhere to like the 6-month rule.
Mm-hmm. After 6 months, it's fair game.
But like at this point, like if the Russo brothers are even saying it's okay to do it, I mean, I'm not gonna do it. But I'm not going to be surprised if people do it.
We're going to start seeing the meme posts that are spoiler related to Endgame.
Yeah, I've already been seeing them.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say it's gonna ramp up tenfold.
Well, some of them like don't have context unless you've seen Endgame.
Oh, that's great.
Some of them
that's a great one. Yeah,
I've seen a few going around that don't have context unless you've seen Endgame. Then you know what it's referencing. But otherwise, they're taken so out of context that it's just like, okay, I don't know what's going on here, but it sounds really good. Mm-hmm. Or it looks good, or whatever.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, it's like we respect where people are coming from, and, not respect where people are coming from, but we do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get this set up so that way if people come in, God damn it, Streamlabs is being so fucking stupid. God damn it! I want to. Fuck you! Here, this goes to the side.
Should I just write it on the board at this rate?
No, fuck me! I don't want that. This is the worst.
Should I just write it on the board?
We're a professional podcast. I forgot where I put my Chex Mix. Rip a robot.
That sounds like a problem.
Yeah, I legitimately do not know.
Life is pain.
Life is pain. Yeah. Oh,
there it is, way up there.
It's way up there. No.
Just zoom in real fast.
Just please zoom in. No. So, for all intents and purposes... Oh, god damn it. Everything... I promise we're a professional podcast. Yeah, I promise we're a professional podcast. See? Look at that. It's like fucking hell.
Should I just write it on the board?
Yeah, go ahead and write it on the board, and we'll set it somewhere back here. I'll hold it in my lap while we talk about spoilers.
I'll just put it over my face.
In fact, I'm changing the title to the podcast now for Avengers Endgame spoilers. And then hitting done. So anyone who jumps in now, we'll get the Greg, please. Alrighty, cool. So what we've got is we're going to be talking about Endgames, Avengers Endgames. Yeah, very. We're going to be talking about spoilers with Avengers Endgame.
There we go.
And I don't know how
I wrote it somehow.
I don't know how we're going to fucking do this.
I'm just going to hold it.
It's not going to stay.
Are you sure you're going to want to hold that?
For that, you're going to wait for 30 minutes.
Go ahead.
There we go. Okay. Alrighty. They can't even read it. Like, Jesus Christ, you can't even read it. There we go. Just hold it like that for 30 minutes. I promise you we are a professional podcast.
Oh, fine.
That's fine. It's all good. People know. So if you're listening to this podcast, I mean, it already says on Twitch, or we're talking about it. If you're listening on YouTube and you do not want spoilers for Avengers Endgame, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks for a brand new episode of the HR Office, episode 20, which I can't believe we've already almost done 20 episodes. But without further ado, like I said, we're going to bench the general chat on spoiler culture. We'll talk about that next podcast. But for those who don't want the spoilers, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll catch you guys next time. I'm going to give you guys a few extra seconds just to make sure that you are getting out of here now. Okay. Oh, wait, you left. May. For the love of God. Are you done? Are you not going to talk Endgame spoilers with us?
I haven't seen the movie.
You haven't seen the movie?
No, I can't.
Then who bought our tickets to Endgame?
Alright, are the kitties gone?
Yeah.
My look-alike.
Your doppelganger.
Yo, Hulk fucks T'Challa. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa.
It's a fan fiction. No, I promise you.
What?
I wanted an outrageous thing before we go into the actual spoilers. But all right, so Avengers Endgame, the full spoiler discussion. First question I got, and I'm going to pose it to May first. Time travel's a thing in this movie.
It is.
I need adult.
Time travel was a thing in this movie.
Yeah.
Did you feel that the time travel stuff made enough sense, or were you distracted by it?
Nope. I enjoyed it. And why were you distracted by it?
No, I'm just saying because people who have had criticisms of the movie have said that the time travel stuff doesn't work.
How do you get distracted by time travel?
Because they said that
they say it's too complicated.
The time travel
How is it
stuff
complicated? They just basically said you go back in time, you're just fixing what you need to fix, and then you put the stones back, and that's it. It fixes it.
The only complaint I've heard about the time travel is what Steve's last decision was.
Oh, yeah.
There was someone that was saying that that's out of character for him, and why would he do that? And it's just like, he put the fucking stones back where they're supposed to be and decided he wanted life. He already did all he wanted to do, or that he needed to do.
It's because a lot of people said that was out of character for him in the movies. That's why they didn't like it.
Which is bullshit.
He's been selfless. I mean, he allowed himself to become a pariah in the eyes of the American people for helping Bucky in Civil War.
He's allowed to be a little selfish, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, he went back and he saw Peggy again.
I thought that was... Well, I felt that they set that up so well because when they went back in time to the 70s and he sees Peggy's office.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he saw her.
So there was that setup where he just like, fuck.
He was like close enough to reach out and touch her at that point.
Yeah, and he didn't because he didn't want to fuck anything up.
Yeah.
Well, the interaction with Tony Stark and his father was fucking touching. I love that a lot. So yeah, time travel was a thing. So for you, it wasn't confusing at all.
Nope.
Mira, did any bits of the time travel stuff get to you at all. Like, okay.
I will say though, like, because I watched the video where it had all the Easter eggs for Endgame. The name of the thing that they do, the time heist, that's a Doctor Who reference.
Really?
I totally forgot about it until the video.
I thought Time Heist was a great fucking name for what they did.
It was a David Tennant episode.
Really?
It was when he was doing the whole bit about time being a bunch of wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Oh.
That's what they're referring to. So I totally forgot.
Literally a time. Okay, all right. No, I thought, you know, when they introduced time travel, because a lot of fans are theorizing, they have to be going into time travel.
That was like a main thing people were talking about before the game came out.
In Infinity War, Strange says, I've seen
14
plus million timelines and we only went in one. So a lot of people are saying, okay, we have to be going into time travel at this point. And they did. And that very much was a thing. I think they were self-aware enough about the complications of time travel, and they gave you just enough information without they didn't over-describe to the point where you start picking apart the story.
Well, they're self-aware anyway, just because they ripped on Back to the Future.
Yeah, because didn't Tony Stark said, you literally are coming to me with a theory based off of...
Don't place bets on sporting events, don't meet your past selves. Are you seriously referencing Back to the Future?
Yeah, that was really great. So yeah, time travel is the thing, number one. Number two, like I said, there's a lot to this movie. I'm just trying to get to like some of the big things in this movie. Number two, they kill Thanos 15 minutes into a 3-hour movie.
Scarily enough.
Did you expect them to kill him that quick?
No.
Did you expect them to kill him that quick?
Without undoing all that happened, no.
Yeah. It never crossed my mind they were going to do
I didn't think they were going to be...
They pulled a Loki.
I did not think that they were going to have like a 5...
Dad bod Thor.
Yeah, we're getting the dad bod Thor. Like, I didn't know that this movie was going to be like 5 years later. Mm-hmm. I thought it was going to be right in the aftermath of everything. And I thought that they were going to go back in time. If they were doing time travel, go back in time. And I thought we were going to have a potentially like dueling Infinity Gauntlets. But
no.
Which, can you imagine that? But when they set up that like the stones are destroyed, and then Thor brutalizing Thanos for everything that he lost, and he's the one that takes it the hardest. And you know, there's the jokes about it, but
he went for the head.
He went for the head.
Finally,
he finally should have gone for the head, and he fucking did. I'd say that scene was brutal. When that, I mean, I know it's still a PG-13 movie, but even then, that was a brutal fucking movie. That was a brutal fucking scene when they go in and they chop off his arm, and then
Thor went for the head.
Thor went for the head and decapitated him and walks off, and then it says 5 years later. I was sitting there like, oh fuck.
We all just went, what?
Everyone kind of just like was, holy shit. And then you have 5 years later, and that's basically when everything shows up. And they introduced the time travel because Scott Lang was thrown out of the quantum realm.
Thanks to a rat.
Thanks to a rat. That rat's the real MVP. Because if Ant-Man didn't come out, they'd still be sitting there like...
The rat is the real reason why this movie
happened. The rat is the truest MVP. I mean, don't you agree? That rat's the true MVP.
Bring him onto the Avengers.
Yeah, right. So, you know, we see how it's affected everyone. You know, Tony's got Tony and Pepper got married. They have a daughter, that daughter's fucking adorable. She was super adorable, and she was super cute, and she had the sass of her father, which is pretty great, and her mom, because they both were sassy Susans.
Steve's got a support group.
Steve's got a support group, which is ironic that he has a support group, but he himself is having trouble letting go.
Yeah, but his reasoning is just the whole like someone's got to help them, because if no one helps them,
again,
what are they going to do?
A very Captain America thing to do. That's what Steve does. And then I would say probably one of the biggest things is seeing Hawkeye, now Ronin. What did you think of? Because like some people have been saying, and I think on the IGN spoiler cast described it like this, that Endgame felt like the closest to a Hawkeye movie we're ever going to get, because he has an arc that's very central to everything, and they're trying to find him. You know what I mean? How did you like Hawkeye's kind of story? Because we didn't get any of him in Infinity War.
I guess from what I saw, because I did miss a good chunk because I used the restroom.
You only missed him going after the guy as Ronan. That's
Akihiko.
Akihiko. That was the funny name.
Yeah, I thought it was a good way to include him in, because I know, he wasn't in Infinity War at all. But I thought it was a good way to introduce him. I didn't feel like it was a movie for Hawkeye, though. Like,
I agree with that. They're just that's what some people would say. This is the closest to a Hawkeye movie we get. Mm-hmm. No, it very much was still an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
But I felt, I don't know, his part, I think, was one of the most heartbreaking, because people lost some. Mm-hmm. He lost everything.
His whole family. Yeah.
His whole family was dusted.
Yeah.
Scott Lang lucked out that his daughter was okay.
Yeah.
Tony Stark was happy because he still had Pepper.
He got a kid out of the whole deal.
Yeah, he got a kid out of the whole deal.
He got his happy ending, and he was just like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, some people lost some, like Steve lost Bucky and
Peggy, eventually.
He lost Peggy.
Not
already.
even from the
I'm just
snap.
saying, in the snap, he lost Bucky. He lost, what's Falcon's actual name?
Sam.
He lost Sam. He lost Bucky. But he still had, like, Black Widow, which I would say...
We lost the majority of the Guardians.
We lost the majority of the Guardians, and Rocket's dealing with that shit.
If anything, the only one Tony lost was Peter.
He lost Peter, which still fucks him up about it. He's still all fucked up about it.
Which is the only reason why he aggravated himself enough.
Yeah.
To work on what he did.
Yeah, and it's the fact that Pepper was the first one to say, "You gotta fucking do this." Like, come on, dude. Like, I know you're gonna do this anyway. You need to take the chance.
She was calling back to Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
like, she knows him enough.
And then Thor, poor fucking Thor. New Asgard, fucking dad bod. He lost
his brother and his manly figure.
He lost his brother and he lost his 12-pack. He traded his 12-pack for a 12-pack. That's what he got. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he comes in for his monthly shipments. And
he started from being the man to becoming the dude.
He literally, he was, quite literally. And the fact that, like, he looks like fucking Jeff Bridges.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude. Yeah, he looks like fucking Lebowski. Or like the dude from Big Lebowski, which they make the joke as like...
I'm not Lebowski, you're Lebowski.
Yeah.
I'm the dude.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Tony Stark makes a quip about calling Thor Lebowski at one point, which is funny. Nate, what were your thoughts on Fat Thor?
I loved Fat Thor.
Fat Thor was one of my favorite bits of that movie. He's just sitting there with the dudes from Ragnarok playing Fortnite.
Korg.
He's got fucking man boobs.
He fucking shit-talked a 12-year-old on Fortnite. And I'm like, man, he's really gone
I still thought Thor was attractive. I still thought Thor was attractive even with the man. He was dad bod.
What is it what I called him? Fatquaman.
Fatquaman, yeah.
He was Fatquaman. That's what he was. Even though Chris Hemsworth did not gain any weight for this role, it was all CG. Yep. The fucking Fat Thor was one of my favorite things.
I think one of my favorite things with Thor is whenever he and Rocket go back to Asgard.
Oh, yeah.
Are you crying? No?
Yes! It's like, oh, that was so good.
Goes and sees his mom and starts crying. I'm just like, same honestly.
He's an emotional wreck in this movie, but like...
This is the day my mom dies.
But understandably so. It makes sense why he would. Mira, what do you think of Dad Bod Thor? He's one of my... Yeah, for those of you just listening...
We could totally cosplay that.
I finally have the body of an Avenger now. Like, holy shit. Yes, I could be shirtless and look all fat and shit like I am. And be like, I'm Fat Thor. What's up, my dudes? God damn, it made me so happy. It's like, I finally have the body type of an Avenger now. And there's a lot of, like, middle-aged people who are just like, thank you, now I can actually cosplay an Avenger and look accurate. I'm like, accuracy's never an issue, but the sentiment's pretty great.
You just feel more comfortable that way.
I totally understand that. I'm being thick boy. When I gotta be scrawny fucking teenage Japanese kids, it makes me go,
Except with Dutch.
Except with Dutch, yeah.
And
Dutch.
Caleb.
Well, I'm saying, like, generally, when I'm, like, the Japanese skinny kids, I'm just like, that's not me. But anyway, tying back to Avengers Endgame. So we have, like I said, there's the time travel stuff. With the time travel stuff, they went back in time, and we arguably got one of the best things ever, and that is the ass of America. Maeve, would you salute that ass?
I do every day. You
salute that ass all day, every day. Babe, you and I were saluting that ass in the movie theater.
Praise it.
Praise that ass. What was your reaction to that
is the
scene?
ass of America.
I started laughing.
That was a great...
Well, here's the thing. You know this movie is self-aware enough when Chris Evans is looking down on his own ass and going, you're right, I do have a nice ass.
He was like, yeah, you're right. That is the ass of America. I was like, yes, it is.
I think the Russo brothers probably took a lot of stuff from the internet, because back when...
And I am
Iron Man, yeah. We're going to get to that in a little bit, yeah.
Because even before Avengers, like, people would always post pictures of Chris Evans' butt.
Chris Evans' ass appreciation.
From the multiple...
And let's also be real.
Of course, they're also making that comparison of, like, okay, but he has the ass, but look at Captain Marvel's ass. There's, like, not much there.
That's what
give her the ass.
Someone was saying that. It's like, why don't we give that to Captain Marvel?
It's like, why not? Both of them are perfect in their own way.
Yeah. Say...
Marvel doesn't need an ass to be
Chris Evans got a good old thick tush. It's fucking great. It's 10 out of 10.
That's your tushy.
Basically, yeah, that's really good. To be honest, if I had an Infinity Gauntlet, I would just make the box.
A box that makes infinite pizza.
Oh, that would be the best! I would snap for pizza. That's exactly what you would do.
You'd have to retool how it works, though.
Listen,
because the function of what it is right now.
Well, that's what the Reality Stone is for.
Use the Reality Stone to order
just by itself
to get all pizza. Absolutely.
Or you know what you do? Do the Time Stone, eat the pizza, go back to before you ate the pizza.
Oh, you have infinite pizza.
Unless you want new pizza, then you gotta remake an entire.
Then you buy multiple pizzas, I guess. There's ways to.
Can I get one of each pizza?
Yeah, it would melt into your skin, but free pizza.
Yeah, basically. that was another interesting part, which, by the way, shout out to Gaster2 Soul, who just followed. Thank you very much for all that fun stuff. But no, it's that was a crazy thing. That was a crazy reveal about the gauntlet. That was the setup for when Tony eventually meets his demise. Was the literal power of wearing that gauntlet, and it fucks you up. And then Hulk did the snap.
Because we saw it with Hulk, yeah.
Yeah, because Hulk did the snap to snap them back into existence. And then, like what this person said earlier, the I am Iron Man, the fact that they, like, that moment was such a jaw-drop moment, which was fucking awesome. I would also say that one of the parts that I loved...
I'm the only guy who would confidently say...
I would toss Chris Evans salad. Nice. I mean,
he's a dreamboat.
Man, you want to ride him out to sea.
He literally has the ass of America.
He does, yeah. Mm-hmm. And but like you had that scene, but I would say another incredible moment was
Chris.
Yeah, Captain America wielding Mjolnir was fucking like our theater just went, oh shit, when that happened. What did you think when you saw Captain America?
You summed it up.
Just oh shit. What about you, Mira? What did you think about that?
I think we legit screamed.
We did. We really did. I know the loudest she screamed though when Bucky showed back. When Bucky was back, you're just like, I hear this. It's like, and I cheered for you because I didn't want you to be alone, but also I was excited that Bucky was back as well.
But to be fair, the loudest I screamed was when Strange came back.
I literally heard her go, Strange! I loved when Spidey came back, and he's just like, oh yeah, it's like we just woke up, and it's like my jaw dropped to the 9th level of the void when I saw Steve with the hammer. I literally heard a dude in front of me go, holy fucking shit, I was right. Like, oh man, it was so good. I was just like, fuck, that was incredible. Because people were speculating that is Steve going to be able to wield Mjolnir, because there was the scene in Ultron when he went to go look. He started moving and it's like no, and people were saying, I guess they explained that the reason why is dealing with the whole thing with Bucky, and he knew that Bucky killed Tony Stark's parents, but kept that from him, and finally cleared his mind and cleared his heart, and he was now worthy. I was like, fuck me, that's awesome.
Plus, on top of that, he could in the comic, too.
That's also very true. The other thing...
There's only, like, a select number of people like that.
I also love socially awkward Peter Parker just running into Captain Marvel and kind of been like, hi, how are you?
I'm Peter Parker.
Hi there, Peter Parker. It's just that whole interaction with the two.
You got something for me?
I was just like, just him going, oh no, pretty chick talking to me. Shit! It's so fun.
She's probably a lot older than me. Shit!
It's one of those things where I saw that, right? And I'm like, let's be real, that would be every teenage kid at like 16 seeing an attractive person like that.
Also, speaking of Peter Parker, can we just be happy that Ned is back?
Ned is back! I'm so
happy.
happy.
Ned is a national treasure.
Ned is a national treasure, and Wong is a national treasure. My favorite line of Peter's, hey, nice to meet you. Oh my god! That's so good. It was so good. I love that. I loved Star-Lord getting kneed in the nuts by 2014 Gamora, and him on the ground going, you missed the first time, then you got
the second time,
then you got both of them the second time. I was just like, yeah, same.
My favorite part of that scene was Gamora just looking at Nebula being like, this is the guy, and Nebula's like, it was either him or a tree. And Star-Lord's just like, what?
Yeah, Star-Lord's all confused and shit. I don't know, mate. If you were in that situation, you got kneed in the nuts.
I would be in pain.
You'd be in pain. No, that whole thing. So we're just talking about like general things. Like I loved the scene. Let's just talk about that because we're just going to talk spoilers for like a few more minutes and then we'll be wrapping up the podcast. So your thing, what were your favorite moments of the movie? What were your favorite moments of the movie? Sorry, I realized I was doing that. Gamora broke Quill's Infinity Stones. Quite true. Quite fucking true, my dude. Anyway, what were your favorite moments in Endgame?
Just everybody coming back.
That was a high
moment. That was an intense moment. The time heist thing when he talked about the whole when he mentioned Back to the Future.
Yeah.
When Rhodey was like, are you talking about Back to the Future and stuff like that?
He's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Time travel doesn't work like that.
Rip that taco.
He replaced it though.
But I know, but it's so sad. But my favorite thing is him eating tacos.
He made sure he had a taco.
I think I'm gonna fit in. Hell yeah.
He made sure he got a taco.
Yeah.
He gave him another one.
He gave him another taco because that taco looked so good, and then he lost everything. I'm like, oh, that poor taco.
My favorite thing is him eating tacos.
That was really good. Yo, can we talk about the character growth with Thor? I mean, Thor had with Hulk, like how far Banner had come. Mm-hmm. He's like, I got a little bit of both. I spent some time in the Gamma. And realized I'm just gonna embrace both. And him trying to talk to, I snuck a taco from Taco Bell in the whole and ate it while watching with Scott. That's so good.
I want Taco Bell tacos.
I know. Fuck. That's so good. No, but it's one of those things where. That whole growth with Hulk, that he's kind of embraced that, and then like his whole scene where he's like, "Yeah, I want a picture with Hulk." The teenagers on the picture with Hulk. Like, want a picture with Ant-Man? I mean,
who is that?
Like, oh man,
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is. So
no, you don't want a picture with him.
That was kind of like me when I was in my college years.
Say green.
Say green. That was so good. I love that so much.
I felt secondhand embarrassment with Scott in that scene.
I literally was like,
it's like, buddy, let it go.
Not in like, do you want a picture with this person? I've been in situations where like you're in a social situation and you go to jump into a conversation and people kind of don't know who you are and don't acknowledge the conversation, and you kind of have that awkward like, do I stay here? Do I just take the L and walk away? And I'm like, that's kind of what Scott... Take the L, which means you take the loss that you did something that you're kind of in a socially awkward situation and you leave. But no, it's one of those things where I felt so bad for him. Yeah, Ben and Jerry's needs to make it. They need to make the ice cream flavors from the Infinity War.
Yeah,
they really
like
do.
the
Tony Stark
one.
Yeah,
I
need those. I would buy so many of those for all of those. That'd be so good.
One of my all-time favorite scenes though was the very end when Falcon gets the shield.
That was such a touching scene.
As soon as that happened, I actually started crying again.
Yeah,
I started.
I'd say Tony Stark's. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll say when he just said like, "How does it feel?" and it's like Stark raving hazelnuts.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
When they said, "How does it feel?" is like belongs to someone else. That's when I started crying.
Yeah.
Because they see it's like, yeah, well, it's yours now type thing.
When that whole scene was being set up and you see Bucky's nodding because he knows that.
It, yeah.
Well, he acknowledges that if anyone is deserving to be Captain America, it's Sam.
Yeah.
You know, because doesn't Sam also have the background of being from the military?
Yeah. Him, and that's why he was
he's Captain America in one part of the comics as well.
Yeah.
That's why he was able to relate to Steve when they first met, because Sam was I can't remember what part of the military, but he was like a parachute guy or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
And
Air Force, I think.
Air Force, yeah. And he mentioned to him, and that's why he's at the Veterans building in the beginning of...
Wasn't Sam the one that was giving Steve also the things you missed list?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was the one like, here's music.
He's the one that Steve said on your left.
Yep.
Whenever he was running.
Yeah, but yeah.
Which that call when all of a sudden you hear out of nowhere on your left and all the things are coming in, everyone's coming out. That was so good. When I saw the last scene with Steve and Carter, it reminded me of my grandpa who danced with his wife and who was dying from cancer. She passed away in his arms. Oh,
that's tough.
Yeah, that whole scene.
It's so fitting that the first Avenger gets the last scene.
That's the thing that I noticed, that Steve I know Captain America wasn't the first Marvel movie. You know, Robert Downey Jr. was the beginning.
But they've acknowledged
the first Avenger in his title.
Yeah, they acknowledged that Captain America was the very first Avenger.
The first Avenger, yeah. It's the whole thing of he's the first Avenger and he got the last scene. Mm-hmm. And then did you guys hear the hammers bang? Bang again.
Yeah, we did.
The Russo brothers actually clarified those banging of hammers. That was just kind of a final nod to Tony and Robert Downey Jr. because that was the audio from Iron Man 1
when he's in the cave making.
Yeah, the Russo brothers recently did an interview where they confirmed that that's just the banging. That's kind of that was our last farewell to Tony. Basically.
Because there was a theory going around that maybe that's a reference to Thor.
Yeah,
but I figured
the Forge.
But I figured it was gonna be Iron Man because he's the one that started.
But
we also have another Thor that might be in the works. So
that's just he is very true though.
It began with Tony and ended with Tony.
That is also very true. He got the last moment in the film. But like as far as shot scenes, like just that
visuals,
the whole scene with that whole last scene when all of a sudden you see the old Steve, like I immediately started to choke up because I was just like, oh fuck, he finally did something for himself. And I'm like, he finally
he allowed himself to be selfish.
Yeah, and with someone who is that selfless all the time, you know, there always comes a time where you need to have that selfish moment, and he finally did it.
Yeah.
There was someone that was
really
saying
touching,
there was someone that was saying that it harkened back to the first Avengers movie. Tony and Steve had a role reversal because Steve was the one that told Tony, "You're not the kind of guy that would lay your life on the line. You wouldn't lay down on a bomb or cut a wire or whatever. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't let yourself die to save your other people." And Tony was like, "No, I just cut the wire," being a selfish and smartass.
Yeah.
But now on the end side, Tony sacrificed himself for the good of the group.
He did.
Steve allowed himself to be selfish.
Yeah, they literally
flopped.
They had this swapping of things. Steve went back. Oh yeah, I wish Jack Kirby and Stanley was in the funeral, at least hidden in the scene or something like that. Which, that was a crazy thing that at the funeral scene for Tony, that they had the kid from Iron Man 3, played by the same actor, there. And I was like, oh, that's...
Oh, there was another Easter egg that I saw where, in the support group that Steve was leading.
That was one of the Russo brothers that was the openly gay one, right?
There's another cameo in there, too.
Really?
The creator of Thanos.
That's right,
yeah. Also in that group.
He's in that group, which is pretty crazy.
But
yeah, I was like Tony Stark's in. I mean, that was sad. In the morning, there was sad, but like my emotions really hit like you with that scene. The kid might be the next heir to the Stark Enterprises, which was what I
with Morgan, I believe.
Yeah, I about to say that.
I'd love to see the two of them group up.
I would love to see that, and then love to see them interacting with Peter at some point because
the boy might be around his age.
I think so. Yeah.
What if he ended up going to the same school?
That would be fucking wild. That would be pretty fucking.
I lost it when he said she said "I love you 3000" to the hologram, or he said it to her.
Oh yeah, he was. That was the video he recorded.
That type of thing really hit home for me. That's why I started crying.
Yeah. That part was really.
The thing that made me laugh in that funeral scene was Happy talking to Morgan.
Yeah,
you know your dad loved cheeseburgers.
I'll get you all the cheeseburgers you want.
I'd puke if that was true. But yeah, it's one of those things where, the whole cheeseburger thing, that was a nice little nod to Iron Man 1. Yeah, to Iron Man 1 when he's like, I just want a cheeseburger. And I was like, yeah, you know your dad loved cheeseburgers. I was like, oh, he did.
He did.
He did. Yeah, he did.
I did know that about him.
I did, yeah. He does, he did. Yeah, I did know that about him. But, that was, it was such a bittersweet ending, but it was such a well written ending.
It just makes me wonder what they're gonna do for not discuss my body would just look good for my body.
No, yeah.
It just makes me wonder what they're gonna do for Marvel Land next year now, because
you guys into D&D? Yeah, we are.
It's funny, we were talking about our D&D series earlier, absolutely. But anyway, so go ahead.
I wonder what they're gonna do for Marvel Land next year, because
oh yeah,
because now that Avengers is pretty much interesting. Because I know one thing they confirmed is the Spider-Man thing.
Spider-Man, yeah.
It's gonna be obviously Peter Parker from Avengers, but that's all we know.
Now, did we get that because Tom Holland?
I'm a huge fan of the World of Darkness.
Ooh, nice.
Wait, what?
I think if I remember correctly, I'll have to fact check in a moment. But yeah,
I was gonna say we're noobs to D&D, but that sounds.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where, the question I was gonna ask was gonna be a joke question: is did Tom Holland leak that information out, or was this official information?
What, the Spider-Man thing?
Yes.
No, it was official. Disney.
I know, it's
posted.
official.
Oh,
Disney.
okay. I was like,
that the joke was, did Tom Holland leak this
totally.
again,
Totally
or
did.
yeah?
But yeah, there's supposed to be an Iron Man thing for it next year, so I'm
that
like,
would be interesting.
Tom Holland just tweets out, "No, wait, did I leak that?"
I love that, like, when these leaks are coming out, it's like I had to check to make sure that I, in fact, did not leak any of this.
I'm just hoping they include more Winter Soldier or Bucky, I should say.
Lord of Darkness is where the vampires, werewolves, and warlocks exist.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I was like, I was remembering it, but I didn't want to spout something out. But
one of the players in my other campaign, I think, has played that before.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
makes more sense.
But yeah, so I say, any other scenes any other things that you thought were your favorite stuff?
Just the movie in general.
Just the movie. It was a great movie. Mira, your favorite stuff from Avengers Endgame?
Everybody coming back.
Yep.
Hype scene, absolutely.
The scene where the women get to kind of have their moment to fight.
There were people that were complaining that that just felt forced, and I'm just like,
no, it didn't.
No, it was badass. I loved seeing like
especially Scarlet Witch.
That's one of my favorite moments is the Scarlet Witch thing. When I heard Tom Cruise,
Tom Curse.
It
felt sacrilegious since I envisioned him as Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, it's so weird. Yeah, you hear it's like, oh no, you're a child. You're
too innocent.
He's like in his 20s.
He's 21, I think, at this point.
Well,
22.
I think he's like 23 at this point or something. Like he's in his
early 20s.
He's in his early 20s. So he very much does cuss.
He's
but yeah,
younger than us.
He very much is. Yeah.
But no, it was like everybody coming back, especially Strange. The women's fight scene.
That was cool.
Cap getting the hammer. Thor starting to get ready to fight Thanos again when he grabbed the Stormbreaker.
Oh,
and his eyes lit up and his hair like fixed itself.
That was so cool. Like the beard braided up, and I was like,
the hair pulled back.
Shit.
His eyes lit up.
He said that's fucking disgusting. My inner Steve came out and I yelled language on my screen. Which is funny. It's funny that
there's so much growth for Steve there too.
Yeah, Steve's like one of
language.
Steve has one of the foulest mouths in like Infinity War and Endgame.
Which is saying something.
Which is saying something next to. Well, I know Robert Downey Jr. is like quadruple the amount of swears just because it's Robert Downey fucking Jr. Dude, it's pretty great.
The bit with Bruce.
Oh yeah, just
with him coming to terms with Hulk.
That was good.
Like I've always liked Hulk, and that just made me happy that he finally just accepted it.
Yeah, absolutely.
The ending, as much as I was crying.
Yeah. I think
Dad Bod Thor was pretty great.
Dad Bod Thor. I say on the level of Thor, and we've talked about this. We did not like Thor: The Dark World at all.
I like how they handled it in Endgame, though.
But the way they handled it in Endgame was fucking perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I love that they just had the scene with Thor and his mom, and his mom was like, "I was raised by a witch's boy. Like,
you can't fool me.
You can't fool me." And basically saying it's like, "I know I'm gonna die.
Don't change it.
Don't change it. Like this is you. You handle this. You." Obviously,
it helped him become a better person.
It really did, yeah.
By not changing.
Well, because she told him flat out, it's like, you're changing my future. You're not helping yours by trying to prevent me from doing this.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing. This is pretty great. Yeah, but he can't fucking curse like how can how my family fucking can. We have the most creative of swearing, and we are the ones who made creative swearing tactics. I feel I'm going to be good friends with this person because this is awesome. But no,
speaking your language now.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, but the way that they handled Thor, like the Dark World stuff, was really good and really well done. Loki poofing with the Tesseract. People are theorizing that's how the Loki series is going to start with that Loki showing up.
Yep.
That's how they're going to do that. People are saying the end of the movie with Cap giving off the shield is that's how
Bucky and
Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to start.
I'm just really glad they're doing that because I know in real life Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan are
They're
good friends.
really good friends.
I mean, he talked about a couch in Sebastian's house.
Yeah.
In one interview.
Yeah.
I will say though, one of the things that was bullshit in the movie was the bit with Black Widow.
Oh yeah.
I was bawling.
The whole scene of Black Widow, like.
Sacrificing yourself
Hawkeye
for the
and
stone.
Black Widow.
I guess we should have figured because the whole Hawkeye can't die because that TV show.
Yeah,
but
Hawkeye
it never.
I mean, she's also got a movie coming out too, and we have no idea what they're.
Yeah.
I figured it probably should have we should have probably put the pieces together. Like, there's no way anything bad can happen to Hawkeye because of the TV show.
Unless the TV show is going to dive into like pre-Avengers.
Yeah,
stuff.
but it's
at the same time. I mean, we also have the bit with Wanda and Vision.
That's
Vision is gone.
I think they confirmed that's before. Like, they're going to go in different time periods. I think that's what they said.
They commented, thank fucking God I can finally talk to fucking people who aren't fuck-ass McDick cheeses. Yes!
Is that you, Greg?
That is... I'm not a fuck-ass McDick
I meant that's
cheese,
how you would talk.
But that flowery vocabulary
Your language,
is definitely my language. But no...
also, technically, Gamora is still gone.
Technically, Gamora, so that's they've set up for Guardians 3.
They're gonna go find her.
Go find Gamora, which
I think everyone's hoping that Thor is with the Guardians.
I think he's going to be because
they're going to be doing the. People are saying they're going to be doing the Asgardians of the Galaxy, which I'm like, please. His little scene with Star-Lord at the end, where
Can
he's
we
like,
change the title at the very end of Guardians?
Yeah, right. I was like, I'm the leader, and Thor's like, yes, of course. And Thor is so genuine. It's like, yeah, you're the leader. Let's go. And Star-Lord still has that power struggle, and he's just like.
I just want them to make a Thor 4 because they said they would make it. It's been in talks.
Would it be for 4?
For 4, yes.
For 4, yeah. We'll get used to reading my foul Chicagoan
mouth.
If I could say Chicagoan correctly, that'd be great.
Midwest folk.
I'm about to say, yeah, because you're from Missouri. Yeah, so...
I'm from California.
Here's a
We're
rivalry.
Cali kids! Yeah.
We have a rivalry going on in the chat now.
Yeah, right?
Just because
it's half and half right here. Let's see, scenes that I like. I loved that scene when Scarlet Witch showed up. It was like, you took everything from me. It's like, I don't know. He was like, oh, you will. That whole... that was fucking brutal.
Also, the Wakandan army coming back.
The Wakandan army... Oh, the chanting when they all came back was like... Fuck, dude. That is
so happy.
Incredible. That was really incredible. Like I said, we've talked about the endings plenty of times. I loved... who would win though? The entire army from Winterfell or the Endgame army?
Is that Game of Thrones?
Yeah, Winterfell is the Game of Thrones army.
I don't know because
I don't have enough of Game of Thrones knowledge.
I don't watch Game of Thrones
to answer this correctly.
Really.
Well, the thing is that they have
also when we say Endgame army, who are we talking about? Well,
if we're talking just the Wakandans, that would be an interesting battle. If we're talking everyone at the end of Endgame, that's basically including the winter zombies. Oh boy, that would be an interesting discussion right there. But yeah, so that
having
was
a crisis of
right, absolutely. But yeah, I love the ending. I love that scene with Scarlet Witch. Anything with Peter Parker was great in this movie.
The hug with him and Tony.
He's just like, it's like we just woke up. It's like, hey, it's time, and it's like, yeah, it's been 5 years, and he's trying to explain everything and just hug, and it was like, yes, that's including the White Walkers. So
because right
like,
there, GOT would win.
Game of Thrones would win. Yeah,
God would win.
Well, I would say the White Walkers, you have to, that's a lot.
Well, because there's a legend, you have to have a certain type of sword to kill them.
Yeah.
And it's like an arduous task to
I don't think Vibranium's going to be killing a White Walker. I'm sorry to say that.
We don't know.
We don't know. That is true.
You could make a sword out of Vibranium.
Also do not know. And you can enchant it in the way that I don't know. I admittedly have not. Immediately, anyone dead would be brought back to the zombie side.
Oh yeah, that's
shit.
true.
Yeah, someone dies on one side. Oh shit, that's wild.
No,
yeah.
we can't do that.
Yeah, no, yeah, Yeah, Game of
Cut
Thrones.
the feed.
Sorry, just watch Game of Thrones. It's on my brain. It's all good. It's all good. I'm one of the weird ones.
I've only watched
season 1. I haven't watched an ounce of Game of Thrones, but I know a fuckload of the spoilers.
Plus the dragons, but the Endgame team are allowed to use the Infinity Stones, except the Snap.
That's interesting. But
we're gonna have to debate it in the comments.
Absolutely, yeah. But so I felt, we're gonna be wrapping it up really soon. But yeah, I love the ending. I love all of the. I love having the army and everyone come back. Thor wielding both Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. That was super fucking cool. I just love the opening when they went and killed Thanos.
And it's not a special sword, but it's a special type of marble.
Okay, was just browsing Twitch. Fun channel. Thank you guys thank you very much. But yeah, it's the scene at the beginning when they kill Thanos was literally
it's called None.
Nice. That's good. No, that scene in the beginning when they get to then they kill Thanos in the first 15 minutes. None your fucking business. Hell yeah. But that was great. All the scenes we kind of talked about were just fantastic. I just love the movie. It didn't even feel like 3 hours.
We need to go watch it again.
I want to go watch it again so bad. So let's go right now. No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, we're past the 2 hour mark, and usually we'd like to keep these 2 hours max. So thank you guys so much for chilling with us. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. It's going live on youtube.com/artistreset tomorrow, and that'll be a lot of fun. Detective Pikachu, we really want to see Detective Pikachu. We're actually really excited for that. So you bet your ass when the movie comes out and we go see it, we're definitely going to be talking about Detective Pikachu. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So, May, where can they find you on Twitter and Instagram before we wrap up right here?
Twitter is Yumi Joshi with 2 eyes, and then Instagram is Megusta with 2 eyes.
Alrighty.
When will you guys be back? We usually do the podcast every other week.
Yeah, we do the podcast every other week.
Yeah,
so every other Sunday. But we're actually, because I'm trying to make the Twitch channel more regular again, I'm going to be trying to throw stuff. I mean, we're busy. We're all adults. We do the podcast every other Sunday.
I need to get back into streaming, too.
That's why I'm going to be renaming the channel to Hardest Reset Live, because we're doing a lot of Hardest Reset on here. And since I've, got affiliate status,
also because they were asking about the D&D thing, we don't have a schedule for our campaign. It's just whenever our DM and our 2 other players are able to get
out here. Because someone asked when we did the D&D stream last week, like, when are you guys doing it again? It's like, we're trying to do it monthly, and we're trying to get it happening quicker.
Once that happens, though, we will have a notification up.
Oh yeah! Shout out to Alien Kitty Gaming for also following. Thank you. I got a name idea. Fuck yeah, man! So yeah, where can they find you? Where can they find you on Twitter and Instagram before we get on out of here?
Mirito Cosplay.
Mirito Cosplay with 2 R's.
Yeah.
Yes.
And 2 eyes, technically.
And 2 eyes, technically. But I remember the 2 R's, the nerd bomb. There you go. Ooh.
We'll have to check and see if that's taken.
Absolutely. Anyway, so
where can
you can always find me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm posting way more. Of course, it's a lot of hockey stuff right now because Stanley Cup Playoffs, and I only pay attention to one sport, and it's hockey.
Nerd Bomb Pod.
That's
podcast.
Pretty cool. But yeah, so we got you can find us there. This goes up on YouTube as well as original produced content.
You didn't say where you're at.
I said, I'm at Greg Snazzy Gamer, like it is.
Damn it is. Aw, it's taken.
Yeah, I figured it was. I mean, it's a great name. But
it's such a good name. It's probably already taken.
Yeah, don't stop streaming it. But no, it's one of those things where if you want to find more content, like if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find this every other Sunday on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, we have youtube.com/hardestreset. A nerd babam. There you go.
We also have new videos that come out on Saturdays.
We have produced content that comes out every Saturday, and the podcast goes up every other Monday, and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, you can check that out, youtube.com/hardestreset. We do a lot of we meme on some stuff, we do some game stuff, we talk about a bunch of other stuff, and we have opinions on stuff. Voidland_podcast. That's there you go. But so you can, for the people in the Twitch chat, you can find us on YouTube as well, youtube.com/hardestreset, because that's why the podcast is called the HR Office. It's the Hardest Reset. But we found out our abbreviations were HR, and we did a pun on the HR Office, so the HR Office podcast. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We cannot wait to see you guys again soon. Like I said, we're trying to get the Twitch channel more active. We're past 2 hours, and I do apologize. We gotta go. She's got to go to sleep for work in the morning. So until then, thank you guys so much. We'll catch you guys in a couple weeks. We're going to try to keep things going more. Hope to see y'all soon because y'all are fun. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for the kind words. Thank you guys for the discussion. about Endgame and all that other stuff. And we'll catch you guys later. See you guys next time.